it's ready.
Okay, you have to say the intro though.
What's popping?
Welcome back to
The Late podcast. That's
the
what it's
late late.
called now.
We're like 8 days late. Not that
Shrug.
anyone cares. Actually, I care.
We'll,
But
we'll have it up by the end of the day.
yeah, because we're not gonna fuck up at all, and we're gonna need no editing at all.
True.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Viral
Nobody
Boy
say anything
podcast,
stupid.
where we answer the question: Who is Joe?
Who is Joe? This is the Who is Joe podcast.
That's what we should have called it.
No, we shouldn't.
Fuck this shit.
And then we can have somebody called Joe on to answer the question, finally. This is
That's how we'd end the podcast.
This is the I need
Final
to pee
episode.
already podcast because I forgot to pee beforehand
Oh, God
podcast.
damn it, you can't leave me and
Wow.
fucking Peter to carry a conversation.
Wow, shit, blood.
What do you mean, man? Peter could make a podcast all by himself with the amount he
I
talks.
I
True.
100% could. I
Yeah,
100%
that
could.
is very true.
We should get started. You could talk about the movie.
What
Yay.
movie, man? I didn't watch any movie.
Best
Did you
movie I've seen.
John, do you not watch it?
I did watch it.
Oh, okay. Like, man.
Alright.
If you can call it a movie,
So it was The Woman.
Yeah. The
2011,
first scene was fucking hilarious.
which was the first scene.
Like, it's just the camera, like, looking at the ground. She comes in and just smacks the camera. I had to rewatch. It's like, there's no way the director left this in.
Yeah.
I don't remember that part. I'm not gonna lie.
She hits the camera like 3 times.
Yeah, proper
And it's like
smacks
really
the
like
camera.
there's some like really cool like direct because it's like a festival film. Like it's not a real it's not a real movie, but it's like one of those indie movies. It's not a big budget
Yeah.
thing. It's made by like one dude with a fucking camera. But
And a drone.
and there's very like it's very clear parts where you can see my man's is just walking towards them with a camera, which is obviously just what happens in a thing, but it's like very unsteady and things. Like there are some cool directorial things in it, but yeah, there was a
I
lot
thought
of
the
fuck ups and it
cinematography
was
was
super
cool.
funny.
Yeah,
Um,
I like it. I
Yeah,
thought it was cool.
like
There's a
the
lot of like
opens.
jump shots.
Which one?
There's a lot of jump shots. I liked the part where we were looking. We had the perspective of the woman's
Yeah.
nipple. That was my favorite part, where I
Because I
was
think-
looking through her nipple.
It didn't make any sense though, because I thought he was just gonna take her teeth out or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that
Because
too.
that would make sense, and I think that's what they were trying to like,
Insinuate.
insinuate into thinking. Then you go and she just has a little bit of blood on her nipple.
Yeah.
I was so
Um,
confused about what the fuck was happening at that point.
I don't know. He was just giving her a little nipple twister, dude.
Yeah, you never had what is it called? A purple nurple?
Man, yeah, man, no, mate, okay. There's a certain part of the film, right? I was like, I know I shouldn't be laughing at it, right? It was just how abrupt it was. It was at the point where like after that scene when the Peggy finds your man, the son like pinching at her nipple, whatever.
Jacking off, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then she tells the father, and then the father's like, calm down, whatever. And then she starts going off on one. And he
Yeah,
hits her with the 3-piece in the soda.
Dude, that was fucking
Bro.
sick. Dude. That was the best combo I've ever seen from a wife beater, dude.
I swear to
Normally
God,
it's a slap, like a open palm, backhand, even a punch in the face, dude. I have never seen someone give double uppercuts and then hit them in the face, dude.
But
That shit was violent.
he was genuinely so clean. I
Yeah,
was like, he could be a UFC fighter. That
yeah,
was
dude.
clean
Stick him
as
in
shit.
the ring, bro.
So
Holy
I
fuck.
saw it, and I was laughing because of how like I was not expecting. I was expecting to slap her. I thought that's what he was gonna do.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like a good scene to show how much of an abusive guy he is. But then to keep like the hit her with like the boxing moves and then knock her clean out. I was like,
I've never even
"Oh."
seen a boxer do that. That
No.
was a
He like
clean combo.
Batman there.
He made it up. But there was another not a funny scene, but like it was funny of how abrupt it was when they're in the room when they go into bed after they get her, and
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah.
"What the fuck are you doing?" And like halfway through the sentence, just bah
Yeah.
across the fucking face, and she doesn't
And then
even
he's
know.
like,
Nobody knows
come
what
to
do.
bed, babe.
Yeah, he's like, "Come to bed." And she just sits on the side of it. Oh
And,
no, that was
yeah,
it was
so
cool though.
some of those scenes were just so weirdly shot. It was funny. I was like,
Yeah.
this isn't supposed to be a comedy, but the way he's like, the way even like the actors, the way
You
their
mean, man,
manner.
the main actor was Will Ferrell.
Fuck,
Do you know
He
what?
looked exactly like
You're
Will
right.
Ferrell.
You're dead right. He did.
He did.
It's kind of
And I
funny.
kept thinking it. And even talked like him and everything. And I was like, no, it was in 2011, and Will Ferrell was kind of still a little bit older than that in 2011. So I was like, there's no way it's him. Also, it's an indie movie. Why the fuck would he do that? Because he was in the height of his career in 2011. But
Yeah.
um, but yeah, dude, I thought it was so funny that he looked like Will Ferrell.
It wasn't like it wasn't marketed as a comedy, and like the way
No.
some of those scenes were shot, it was like, man, what are you going for? Because this is fucking
Yeah,
hilarious.
but I think that was the point. I think it was just everything about it was meant to be just fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
and even like a lot of the family drama like made sense. Like without the people like there's obviously some extremely extreme stuff
Mm-hmm.
going on, especially when you find out about the thing of the dogs thing and shit like that.
Yeah,
Like even before the woman was there, like there's still fucked up shit going on, but a lot of it was realistic, like the dad sleeping with the daughter and shit like that. Kind of made sense. Not made
mm.
sense, sorry, but I'm sure it happens in
He
real
was like,
life.
yeah, he was grounded in reality.
Yeah, and then this just goes to a whole new level, dude. It's so
Mm.
fucked up.
Yeah.
When and the thing is, when Peggy let out the girl, whatever,
Yeah.
and then
Was it
she sees the mother, I didn't understand why she attacked the mother.
Do you not remember
But
at the start, dude?
Yeah,
yeah,
she like
Yeah.
handed your man the wooden plank to fix the thing that she was gonna escape from.
When he thought that she was gonna bat him over the head with it.
oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, fair enough. But
So
then the
she
way
like
when she picked her up and threw her like,
Yeah,
he
oh
hit
my
her, bro.
god, yeah.
bro, I
That
was
was
It didn't
howling.
crazy.
make any sense. He had already edited her face off, or she had already had her face off, and then she's like, "Maybe just pick her up and chuck her over there, dude." Fuck this shit. Oh my no, best scene was when first of all, who goes hunting by themselves? Like
Yeah,
that was
that
terrible, and he had
that
the
was
balls to
weird.
like sit down with the cap over his eyes and smoke. I would be on high alert if I was there with 8 people. I'd still be on high alert. But anyway, and then he starts, he finds the woman and he's like, okay, boobies, class. I'll go fucking train her or whatever. My favorite thing was the fact that he caught her with a net. What the fuck was that about,
Yeah.
dude? Who gets caught with nets? Like it made no sense.
Yeah,
Like if a
like
net goes
you got
over to
some
me, I'm
goddamn
gonna
thumbs.
pick the net up. Like an animal, fair enough, but a human, bro, like she's not dumb.
Well, she
Uh,
was like, I
she's
think it's,
not. Yeah, but I mean, like she was dumb in a sense that if you asked her to do algebra, she's not going to be very good. But survival-wise, I mean, she's lived out there for God knows how
yeah,
long.
fair,
No way
fair.
that she can't take a net off of herself.
Yeah. So,
Oh, that felt weird.
so were you like confused like I was after you watched it? Like you were sitting there afterwards like some things just don't add up.
Like,
No, I just sort of felt sick.
Like Socket Creek.
Sock Creek?
Socket. The girl in the dog's pen. Socket. Her name was
yeah,
Socket
Oh,
because
was
she
it?
had no
Okay.
eyes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
so they called her Socket.
Oh, that's an awful name.
Yeah. So I was confused about that mainly, and then I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole reading into the movie
Yeah.
afterwards. So it turns out it's the middle of three movies. That's the middle movie.
Is it?
What?
Yeah. There's a prequel. Well, it's a prequel in the sense that it came out first,
Uh
called
huh.
Offspring,
Nice name.
and
10 out
there's
of
a
10.
sequel called Darlin, about the ginger girl.
Oh, man, I
About
love
the
Darlin, dude.
what?
The
About
smallest girl, the youngest.
Oh, okay.
Darlin, yeah. So in the prequel, apparently, it's all about the woman is in a cult of cannibals,
Mhm.
and
As in
they're like
Socket or
terror.
just the main
No,
person?
the woman, like the main woman
Okay.
that he
Oh, the woman
kidnaps.
that we meet?
That he
Like the woman?
kidnaps. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay, okay.
So she's just one of like a few. This is what I've read. Like I haven't actually seen the
Yeah,
movie,
yeah.
so I don't know. So she's just like in a cult of cannibals and like people that are just living out in the woods and surviving, and
Oh, Pog.
they're like terrorizing the town kind of by
Oh,
eating
not so
people.
Pog.
And I don't know. There's something about a kid. They're trying to find a kid in it, or something like that. Like one of their kids gets found and taken, or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
okay.
In Darlin, it's about Darlin. She's a teenager now, and she's kind of like the woman. The woman raised her, so she's like feral,
Okay.
and she doesn't really
Yeah, yeah.
talk. And Peggy dies giving birth, or Peggy had died giving birth years ago. Um,
Okay.
because obviously, when you're giving birth to your father's child, it doesn't go well, especially when it's in the woods. Um, so she died that way, and Peggy gets taken and much like the woman did, except she's given to like a priest and put into like
Oh
a
fuck.
Catholic school, and the priest is a pedophile, and the
Oh,
woman is going
gross.
to find her.
Dude, that sounds sick. So I think all right, next week's movie. I'm just gonna watch that by myself.
Next week's movie is Darlin.
Yeah.
And it's not directed by the same person. It's directed by it's written by the Polly whatever her name is, the one who plays the woman. The third
Oh
one is.
wow. Okay. So
So
she probably
she
doesn't have to eat as many faces.
probably, well, it depends on whether she liked that part or not.
But yeah, but I was looking at that and I was just like, can you imagine having to act this and not throw up? Like
Mm.
no matter what is like obviously it's edible, like whatever they're giving her isn't a fucking human face.
Yeah,
But
or a
I would
heart
still
like.
just be like, I don't want to do this at all. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
I was a pussy, son.
Yeah, and I
Oh
looked her
fuck
up
that.
too, and she was in The Walking Dead, because I knew I'd
Oh,
seen her in something before. She,
yeah,
Oh,
you
was
did.
she the leader of the trash people?
I can't remember to be honest. She her name was like Janice or something.
I think it was actually. Anyway,
Is
sorry.
next week's one going to be Darling? Are we actually going to watch it?
No. Someone else
Uh,
has the. Who is it? Who's picking this week? Carl's not here, so will we just skip a week? Because I
What?
think it was Carl, right?
Yeah. So what do you mean skip a week?
Or not skip a week, skip a person, skip Carl.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Jadis. Jadis was her name. Um. I can't. Yeah, I can't remember.
so why don't
Uh.
you just use the wheel again? Fuck it.
I
Or
can use the
or
movie again.
is
I
it
don't.
John's turn? Does John, do you have a movie? Because if it's my turn, I'll relinquish it like happily.
Yeah. We'll do. Okay. Yeah. We'll do our random number generator thing again.
Oh, are you sure? Okay, I'll have to get prepared.
Yeah, you can get
By
prepared.
that I mean
Whilst
stand up.
I just want to find out like what's your rating? Like, so what are you going to give it
Oh
out?
yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I know, John, I don't think you liked it very much. I genuinely enjoyed it. I thought there was some parts like I don't think it. I thought it was like a good drama, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wasn't interested in what happened, but I was like, I don't know how to describe it, but I was sat there like, what the fuck's gonna happen, basically. So I just said to myself, I don't think it needed all of the disgusting parts.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
The
at the very
gory.
start when he bites off his finger,
Man,
like yeah,
that
that's fucked up.
crunch. That crunch
Yeah.
was lit.
Oh
Like.
fuck, dude. I was watching it and I was like, I was sat there and I was like, I know I have to keep looking and listening, dude. But I was watching it with my headphones and I just kind of like took the headphones off my ears a little bit, like I could still hear it, but
Yeah.
it was quiet. But that was like solid bone crunching sound. So shout out to the sound engineers. Um, but yeah, I would say like it's weird to give it because I don't want to give it like if I was to give it like let's say a 6 or a 7, that was obviously it's not going to compare. Like I would also give probably a 10 times better movie, still a 6 or a 7, depending on whether I enjoyed it or not. But based off that made no sense. But based off enjoyment, I'll give it a 6.5, dude. I thought it was a good movie.
For
How
me,
many do I have to do now? 40.
this
Okay.
the cinematography for what they had, I'm willing to give a pass because I think they did
Yeah.
well enough with what they had.
Facts.
And
Yeah.
storytelling, I thought they did they did a really good job in not kind of force feeding you everything. Like
Hmm.
like with the whole him sleeping with his daughter stuff. Like there was no like
Yeah, it
I
was
don't know how to explain
technically
it.
never revealed.
You
Like
never
it, but
revealed. You
you just
just
knew that it happened.
that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm willing to give him over 7 if I'm honest. Like
Oh,
I genuinely really enjoyed this film. It was funny in
high
aspects.
score.
It was funny in aspects where it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
So and that gave me more enjoyment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 Instead of me taking like points, I'm actually going to give points for that.
Yeah.
'Cause
It's a subjective review anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like objective.
yeah. So I'm going to give it a 7.
That's pretty good.
No,
I just want to say
wait.
before I give the review that they cast the perfect child for the boy. He
Oh
was
Oh
yeah.
yeah, dude, he's fucked up.
he was evil looking throughout the
Hmm.
movie.
Oh yeah. That kid like
I wanted
nailed
to
his
punch him in the neck like the whole movie. I was like, what a little scumbag, man. But yeah, I really liked it too. Um, I I had to watch it in two sittings, because I just like it was a lot. and I just kind of got up and I was like, I
Oh
can't watch the
wow.
rest of this right now. But and also the thing that I was watching it on kept freezing, and that was really annoying me, and I was getting pissed off. But subjectively, I did thoroughly enjoy the movie, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Um, and I'd give it I was thinking about it during the movie. I was like, this is a 5, and then it ended, and I was like, all right, this is a 6. It's a 6 out of 10.
Nice. So 6, 6.5, and 7, dude. That's pretty good.
So an
Yeah.
average 6.5.
Yeah, we'll give it a 6.5. Of course, I
Yeah.
am right. Um,
Shut up, man.
what was I gonna say there? I thought, yeah, but the kid was so fucked up, especially when he lost in the fucking free throw competition to the girl. That just was so weird because it was only girls playing and he was just there, and I was like, what situation is this? Like, what school is this in
Yeah.
whatever year this was where this is happening? But whatever. And then he goes and puts the gum in her hair and then helps her with the gum in her hair.
Yeah, like
It
this
was
guy just
fucked
has a
up, dude.
twisted perception of women.
Nah, he's a player, bro. That's all it is.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, so we have right 1 in 40. Here we go.
Drum roll.
Drum roll,
Please.
please.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like John probably will know everything. But actually, all of us, I think, do. But it's Cloverfield.
Oh,
Yes!
that's I haven't watched that in
Yeah,
years. That
I
is a
actually have
quality
never
movie.
watched it. I don't think so,
Stop.
and that's why I put it there. Yeah,
This is you're gonna fucking that's
because
only a
I've
10.
seen
That's a 10 out of a 10
what was
movie. I don't
the
care. That is
not
10
not
out of 10.
shitty, but what was the really bad sequel? 10
10
10
Cloverfield
Cloverfield
Lane or
Lane
Cloverfield
something.
Lane,
or
and
10
then the
Cloverfield
Cloverfield
Paradox.
Paradox.
I've seen that. Not the Paradox one, the Lane
That
one.
is
I
10
was
Cloverfield Lane, honestly, as a movie on its own, would have been fucking
yeah.
incredible if he hadn't had the name Cloverfield in it. It's just it gave the wrong
Yeah, that was a thing that came out a lot when it just came out. It was like, yeah, dude, it's a good movie, but it's just not a Cloverfield movie. Like, why
yeah.
have you done this?
Mm.
But yeah, anyway, so Cloverfield is next week.
Yes. Bro, oh, I can't wait for this.
I actually haven't seen the sequels, so I might watch them this week as
I
well.
have to
Don't watch
scratch off
Paradox.
some of them.
Paradox is just weird, man.
Nah, man, I'm gonna watch them all. I don't give a shit.
Woman, and then we have
Fair.
All right, so next
wow.
week's movie is Cloverfield. Watch it along with us, and we'll review it for your ears.
And
next
we're also
week.
gonna watch Darlin.
Man, we're gonna have to watch. When are we gonna do this watch party, yo, man?
For
Alright,
what?
man.
Cloverfield.
Peter said we should have a watch party for the past 4 movies. Come on, can I just say?
Yes,
Yeah,
I have,
you can
man.
have you can do Netflix parties. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I haven't done it
No.
yet, but I know that you can.
Cloverfield isn't on Netflix though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. It has to be a Netflix
I mean, we
movie.
could just stream it in this cancer.
That is true.
I mean, sorry, in this Discord.
All right, so that's one edit.
No, you can take
Nah,
it.
that's
It's just
fine.
a
Yeah,
disease.
you can do that. Just
Um,
not when you're like really famous.
Fair. I mean, have you seen
Delete the
a
no,
lot?
VOD.
we
Delete
have
the
no
VOD.
worry of that.
I'll set a reminder on my phone to delete this episode when we get famous.
What about the one from fucking last week where I said the Vegas shooting and you said Madeline McCann, dude, and then you were like, I'll bleep it out because it would be funny, and then didn't bleep it out.
Yeah, I know. Because
That was
I don't
funny,
know.
man.
I just thought I couldn't find
That
it, to be honest. They're the long episodes. I was like, I'll skim through this for 2 minutes, and if I don't find it, it's staying in.
It was funny though. It was funny. Zero regrets.
Zero regrets. All right, delete all episodes below episode 10. Is this episode 10?
This is episode 10. We were meant to be drunk, but fuck that.
Yeah, man.
We
I'm
were
never drinking again.
We were drinking on what day is it? Jesus, we were drinking on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
We went to a party.
A few of us
It
had
was
a bit too
terrible.
many.
A few of us. Our DJ had a bit too many. Sean.
Yeah.
Sean hasn't made an appearance in a hot minute.
He's still drunk.
Yeah, he's still drunk.
Yeah, I had to drop him home.
Say
That was
fun.
fine,
Did you have
though.
to ring his dad or some shit? Anyway.
Yeah, I got his. Yeah, I got
I'll
his
talk
phone
about
rang
it.
and
I'll
stuff,
talk with
yeah.
you after. But
We'll
yeah, just
discuss that
expose him.
later on. That's not for the
Yeah.
podcast. That was a good party though. We went to a workmates party. It was almost as fun as watching the woman.
It was about a 6.
Yeah, it was a 5.5.
Yeah. It was pretty good. Anyway, um, yeah, we didn't get drunk though. We made a jungle juice thingy where we basically just bought a lot of different alcohols and a couple different mixers and put them in a 5 liter bottle of which is a 5 liter bottle, and it was awful. You all thought it was nice and you were just lying to yourselves, but it was
No, it was
disgusting.
no, the
So
first batch that I made was absolutely fucking
no,
incredible
that's
because
not true
I'm a
because the
chef.
second batch was better. The one that Sean made
What?
was 10 times better.
Everybody hated what an Sean made. The only
No, I
reason it's
respect that
better is
one.
because it tasted like more alcohol. That was it. It had more alcohol in it. That's
Yeah,
all it
how
was.
is that
That's the
not
only
better then? That is better.
No, but I'm talking about no, in pure taste, mine was
Yeah, the
incredible.
first one was wank. Anyway,
No, big man.
um,
It was one
don't
against
worry, guys.
three,
We'll
and then
put
the
the
second one, it was still one against three.
we'll put
All
the
three of us hated it, including Sean, who made it.
we'll put the recipe in the in the description.
Yeah.
Uh, fuck, dude. But anyway, what's happened this week? We have a couple topics that John graciously came up with because the rest of us put zero effort into this.
Yeah, I can't read them though. So somebody read them out to me. I forget what they
Okay.
were. Kanye
Well,
for
we can.
president,
Yeah,
2020.
we got Kanye putting out the tweet saying, I know he's sick of something, and so he's running for presidency. Is it true? Because I know
I
it was
don't
like
know.
it was what for whenever Trump was getting his has Trump gone twice?
No.
No.
No,
Well, and then when Trump was getting his thing, people were asking him to go, like kind of as a joke. It was like Kanye 2020 was kind of a little bit of a joke because I think he had said that
yeah,
he had
he couldn't
expressed
put it.
interest in it, but now he's actually going for it apparently, which is fucking nuts.
Yeah,
And I
I
hope he fucking gets it, dude.
could you no. The thing is, I was in the shower today,
Nice
right, and I was
pog.
thinking
Are
about
you
this.
naked?
No, who gets
Oh.
naked in the shower, man? I've never been naked in my life. Um, I wear socks in the shower. Thank you very much. How else am I gonna wash them? Um, yeah. So I was in the shower and I was thinking, and I was like, man, like realistically, it can't be worse. It can only go up from
Well,
here. But Kanye West for president means that Kim Kardashian is going to be
oh yeah.
the
In
what's
in
the word?
charge,
The first
first lady.
lady, yeah. And that I
Yeah.
have a problem with. No
The thing is,
What do you
Kardashians should
mean,
be
bro?
in the White House.
Stick her fat ass on the White House.
I don't think she'd. Well, the thing
Well,
is,
she does a
right?
lot of good though. I don't think
That's
she's
what I'm
done much
saying.
bad, but
No,
people
but
think
yeah,
she's stupid
she
for
does a
it.
lot of good, but she does nothing. Like
Yeah.
she does good
Yeah.
with her money that she got for doing nothing.
Yeah, that's true, but at least she does good with it,
That's true.
you know? And she's gonna let a lot of people out of prison because that's what she, I don't know, probably fucks Donald Trump to do. Uh, because she's like one of those advocates for like wrongly accused people, right? She like supports
Mm.
them and tries to get tries to get them out of prison. I think she's gotten 2 or 3 dudes out, which is sick.
And like she cannot be worse than Melania.
No, I mean,
Me-
yeah, exactly. Like
Melania Trump has just done
both of
nothing.
them
Like,
did nothing, and then Melania continued to do nothing. At least I feel like Kim would give it a go, you know?
yeah, she at
Yeah, I
least
don't
tries
know.
something.
I just think that's like parallel universe shit. That's like a
Yeah,
Rick and
it's
Morty
crazy.
episode
Yeah,
where Morty goes
100%.
to a parallel universe and Kim Kardashian is the first lady. Like
Yeah, it's
that's the
Mm.
kind of
it's
shit I'm
nuts.
thinking of.
But at what point are people going to realize celebrities being presidents isn't a good idea? You know,
Yeah,
Yeah, like it
it,
intelligent people. You should have a PhD before you can be a president.
yeah,
it's nuts.
minimum.
It's just crazy.
Minimum. That's the
The fact
maximum.
that it's gonna happen. Who the fuck's gonna run against him? Who the fuck's gonna run against Kanye fucking West, dude?
The
The Rock.
Rock. Oh!
Oh my god. Y'all are in sync, dude. But you know what I mean? Like,
How
what?
insane would
Who?
that be?
Yeah.
I'd vote for The
Honestly,
Rock, man.
I'm
I'd
on the same, bro. I would that campaign. Both their campaigns would be fucking incredible.
yeah.
Um, it'd
I
be
don't know
crazy
though.
though.
Kanye kind of ruined it when he became
Supported Trump.
yeah, an avid
Yeah.
Trump supporter and
Yeah,
like
that's
with
an
all the
interesting
MAGA
thing because
shit and stuff like that.
it thinks that you're basically putting another Trump in. I don't think he would be as bad or anything like that. And I think he would probably have the same thoughts that Trump has, but then added ones as well. Do you know what I mean? Like you would hope that was there a bit of drama over him? Like I don't whatever. It's a different conversation as well as this one, but
Mm.
there was a bit of drama that he didn't come out about anything with Black Lives Matter, or was that someone else?
No, I think that's somebody else because he gave like he paid for George
Oh
Floyd's
yeah,
daughter.
kids.
He
Shit.
gave
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
million
yeah.
for it,
I
something
don't
like
know
that.
who
So,
I'm
like
thinking of then.
the only thing I have
Uh,
a bit of an issue with it, but like I don't know
was
if
it
I
Dave
should.
Chappelle you're thinking of?
No, no, I
No,
seen a
no,
thing on Dave Chappelle. I don't think it was. It was
I
a
have.
big.
Yeah.
I know Dave Chappelle is probably the biggest comedian ever, but it wasn't
Yeah,
him.
Yeah. Well, no, just Dave Chappelle for ages didn't say anything, and then he brought out a special explaining,
Yeah,
and
I've
then
seen
he
it
explained.
special. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a bit conflicted on something, right? It's because like I'm I'm not sure if somebody who everybody knows has like a mental illness, like he's come out with it,
Yeah,
and he's like he's advocated for not taking his meds, being telling people don't take your meds, doing whatever, and then
yeah,
show
yeah.
like some psychotic behavior. Surely you don't want to put him in power of like nukes.
Yeah,
Is this
that's
Kanye?
true. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
bipolar.
Mm,
he's bipolar, but he refused to take his meds, and then like that's why he'll have like episodes of him like just being psychotic.
yeah. Yeah.
Surely putting him in charge of like nukes wouldn't be a good idea. Would not be in the best interest of.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think him being in charge is a very good.
Yeah. They
Like,
need better
he
people.
has no experience in politics or anything like that. And I know, like, neither did Trump. Like, Trump was
Yeah.
just a businessman, and see how fucking bad that went. Like, you
Mhm.
need a president to be a president. I know that sounds strange, but like,
You need a leader. You need
yeah,
some.
not
You need a
yeah.
leader.
Well, I mean, yeah, Kanye West could be a fucking leader, dude. Have you seen his church things, dude? I'd fucking
Yeah, that's
support him if he
true.
did that every time he gave a speech.
They're
Like,
kind of
I'm not
lit.
saying he doesn't have that. It's just
I,
you need to have.
I feel like there's a difference there because at that point he's just being charismatic. It's not necessarily being a leader.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think it can be just that though. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to have the leadership qualities and like the persona, I guess, to be a president. Well, you don't
Mm.
though. Look at
Like
fucking Michael D. Higgins, dude. Like, he's a little gremlin, dude, and
Yeah,
I
but
fucking love him.
that's different in
you like
Ireland.
him because he's like 5 for nothing.
Yeah, it's hilarious, man. And he has, I suppose,
He's a little
I feel like
hobbit.
Irish presidents and USA presidents, it's a very much different thing
It
in the
is, yeah.
sense of
They don't have like
they
a
have,
Taoiseach.
yeah, no one has power over, or over here, they don't really have power. Like, they don't sign off on stuff. They're just a face.
Yeah,
Do you know
they're
what
a
I mean? Like, they
figurehead.
show up to the football games, like that's all it is, and they'll make a little announcement and stuff. It's not the same. I understand that, but I don't know. I
Yeah,
think you just have
I've
to
heard,
be smart, a smart person to be the president. And I'm not saying Kanye West isn't smart. He's probably smarter, 10 times smarter than me. It's just,
I've heard a Taoiseach talk a lot more than I've heard Irish presidents speak.
yeah, because they
Spoke a
actually
lot.
aren't. The Taoiseach actually is in charge.
Mm.
They're what defines the leader of the government. But yeah, I don't think it would work out. Kim's, isn't she going into education to become a lawyer?
Yeah, she's
So there you
studying
go.
law
That's
school,
kind of
but then
cool.
Yeah.
yeah, but then she's going to like a good law school. I'm pretty sure, you know.
Obviously,
Well,
dude, the amount
she'd
of
want
money she
to.
has, she's not gonna
Yeah,
go to a
but
shitty one.
I mean, like, I don't know. Don't you need good grades to get into that shit? Like, what'd you do? Give like
When you're
give like
Kim Kardashian, no, bro, you don't.
Yeah, this is true.
Let
Imagine being
Kim
Kim
Kardashian
Kardashian's
go to my
classmate.
school. Yeah.
imagine. You're like,
Imagine
yeah, I'm having a
That's
the
wild.
party.
rep that school gets for being the school, like after she graduates, or if she graduates, like, oh, this, by the way, this is the school Kim Kardashian went to, the most famous lawyer in the world now. Yeah, that's the rep.
Okay.
That's what they get. They don't need fucking good
Yeah.
grades from her. That, and she's over the age of, she'd be a mature student, so you don't need grades. I don't know if that's the same for America, but that's how it is here. So
Mm.
I'm sure she
So,
can find a way. Kim Kardashian can do whatever she wants. She's a
yeah, she can
billionaire
walk
now.
into the place and no one's gonna say anything. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Mm.
She'll probably do about 8 months and graduate somehow. Like, that's
8 months for a four year long degree.
and a
They're
master's.
like, please don't ever represent anybody. Nah, I'm sure
I
she's got her
would
shit
pay good
together.
money to see her in the courtroom.
So
Oh
would
my
This
I.
god.
man is innocent, cause
Um,
I said so. How much money do you have to pay to have Kim Kardashian as your lawyer?
Your life. Like you're
Yeah.
not getting no. You listen. You could get fucking a parking ticket and still somehow go to jail for 20 years if you got Kim as your lawyer.
Hey,
Shit,
listen,
probably.
man. If you wanted
Yeah.
anyone to get you out of fucking prison, it's gonna be a famous person.
Mm, maybe.
Because she just puts out on Instagram, "Hey yo, this person's innocent," and then everybody goes fucking mental,
Yeah,
and
freedom
then
man.
they go, "Yeah, whether they're innocent or not." Do you know what I mean? Like three up fucking, I don't know, Bill Clinton, and then everyone just lets him out.
Speaking of Bill Clinton,
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein's wife thing. She's gone. She got captured, and I think that's the best way to say it. Like she got caught pretty much, and she's gonna be, and she's. They said that she's gonna snitch. She's gonna like cooperate with the
She
Fed.
got arrested.
No, she got like well, yeah, she got arrested.
She didn't get like kidnapped.
No,
Like, what
yeah,
the fuck captured means?
yeah, because she was on the run.
Okay.
Yeah, so she got captured, didn't it? They got her with a net.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got arrested, and she's supposed to sing to the feds.
About who though? About
About him killing himself, or sorry, not killing himself.
No, no, well, like everybody that he's like involved with and stuff, because like that's apparently the conspiracy theory was that like that's the reason he got
yeah. Well,
killed.
I knew that. Like Anonymous had leaked that shit and stuff, man. It's like
Yeah, so then
pretty
like,
much proven at this stage.
yeah, but not really because obviously they're not arresting them yet, you know. But
Yeah.
if she can give like first what's the word like a witness account, being like I was
Yeah,
there, I
yeah, yeah.
saw it, then there's like actually like a case that can be built, you know.
Yeah.
But there is that
Y-
chance that she could get killed herself.
Guarantee nothing's going to come of it. Guarantee she'll
Oh
die.
yeah, I feel she get. Yeah, she's gonna be.
At
She's
least
gonna
not
be
for
killed.
many years, I would say. It's one of those where it'll be like, we'll be fucking 40 and it'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, he didn't kill himself. Like, actually, out loud.
Mm.
Um.
Well, how crazy would it be if you saw like Bill Clinton and like Trump get like being arrested or something like that?
I think Bill Clinton should be the president again.
Kill
Fair
Blinton.
enough.
She said he's gonna break.
I think. All right. Who would be your ideal president candidate
Me.
Ideal president candidate. I
for
really I
for
really like
America, I
Bernie.
guess.
I really like Bernie. I thought like Bernie like I thought he was gonna
Uh,
be.
well, I mean, it could be anybody in the world.
Oh,
He would
okay.
still pick Bernie. He
Also,
would
Um,
sim
if
Bernie
we're going
Sanders.
just off candidates, it'd be Andrew Yang.
yeah, Andrew Yang. Yeah, yeah. I agree with you that one. I completely forgot that, which
Yeah.
isn't a good thing on his
Yang
behalf.
Gang.
um,
He was lit.
yeah. Um,
Man,
Um,
I'd pick like PewDiePie or something. He seems
like,
kind of down to earth now.
I would have some form of dinosaur in charge of the U.S. government.
Like Donald Trump.
No, no, like a living dinosaur.
Oh, like a T-Rex?
Yeah, well, maybe
No,
not a
that'd be kind of
T-Rex.
lame.
That's a bit
Just
violent.
get King Kong in here. And this is our president. Just get like,
Child.
just find a random Labrador, man, and put him up there. Guaranteed people will vote for him. Yeah. So Kanye West, 2020. We'll see how that turns out if we're still here.
What do you mean if we're still here? What are we gonna get dead? What?
well, we
I
could.
mean, yeah.
Oh, true. Okay, that's a morbid thing to say.
It's just been facts, like.
Wait, Kanye 2020.
Yeah.
He's going to be in. Well, he's going to run for this year.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's why people are
What?
skeptical.
No, he already has it in the bag or something. He's got some fucking deal there now. That.
Yeah, with the Illuminati, maybe.
Yeah.
Deal? What deal can he get? What are you
He's
talking about?
already in. He already is the president.
Pretty
Mm,
much, man. Kanye
yeah.
West. I mean, he's already a higher being, isn't he? He's like the glitch.
He
I'm
is
the
the
glitch.
chosen one.
You ever seen Wreck-It Ralph?
No.
No.
You don't know that thing where he's talking
Oh,
about Wreck-It
I
Ralph?
I have.
Do you know Kanye talking about Wreck-It Ralph?
No.
Where he's like, um, the girl in Wreck-It Ralph, Vanellope von Schweetz. I'm like her. She's the glitch. I'm the glitch. He thinks he's like
The
I'm
glitch
the
in the
glitch in
matrix.
the real world. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite clip of Kanye West is when he's talking about cameras.
Yeah,
Lady
yeah. Lady
Gaga
Gaga.
camera.
What the fuck does
Oh,
she know about cameras? Yeah.
bro, that shit gets me every fucking time.
Yeah.
Have you
Oh,
seen the one where they're doing the interview with the two of them, Kim and Kanye are both doing the interview, and what does she complain about? She complains about something. I think it's like a jacuzzi or something like that.
hmm
And she says like I don't remember what it was, but this is along the lines like, let's say like, oh, we only have a 5 foot jacuzzi, and then
hmm
Kanye just goes, oh no, you only have a 5 foot jacuzzi, but said it so fucking seriously, like it's a joke. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Kanye fucking smile, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
but
hmm
like he says it and it just looks so violent and it's fucking hilarious. I
Yeah.
have to find the fucking thing, but because that's not what it is, but oh, it's fucking hilarious.
Man, Kanye
Yeah,
West
dude,
is
he's
such a
definitely
character.
fucking running for it, bro, because
He'd get
I
it.
think Kim sent a
I don't think he'd
unsolicited
get it,
thing.
but he'd definitely come close, and it would be.
Who's gonna beat him right now? There are no candidates, bro.
Yeah, but I feel like some people. You see, I'm giving the Americans too much credit. Right? I
Yeah.
feel like it wouldn't be stupid enough. They'd at least entertain it as a joke, because I would do the same. But when it came down to like like the last like few, they'd be like, all right, okay, cool.
That's what everyone said about
Yeah,
Trump, though.
yeah, but listen, I just want to I just want to believe in them, right? That they're not this stupid,
Yeah.
because like Kanye would be a different kind of stupid, especially after the fact of what Trump did.
Yeah, but if you think about it, he's gonna have Trump supporters as well as just normal people on his side.
Listen, let's
Because
not
he
think
is a
about that
Trump
that much.
supporter, so he's got Trump supporters, and he's Kanye West, so he's got the rest of the world. Like, I don't see him not
Yeah.
getting it, especially with like what, there's so many people, even all the good people that you were even saying there, like they've all just dropped out because they're like, it's not even worth it anymore. It's
Mm.
basically him running against
Yeah, I mean,
Trump.
if you look at the other candidates, like there's Trump, we know about Trump. There's Joe
Yeah.
Biden, who's actually going senile, and Kanye. Like, have you seen the thing? The funniest thing ever is Joe Biden, and he's like, poor kids could be just as rich as white kids. You're like, what? It's
That's
the,
true, man.
it's the funniest shit ever, and
It's fact.
he's like, I love kids bouncing on my lap. He's actually going insane, like,
But the
and
thing is, he could be in charge of the fucking nukes. Like this.
yeah, this is the thing. He's actually going insane. Like, he's going senile in his old age. That's what's happening to him. He
Mm.
said his own name instead of the word instead of the word call one time. He said Joe Biden 80880 or something like that. And then in an interview afterwards, he was like, "Well, I wish I hadn't said my own name."
I want him to be the president. Oh, what a
Oh,
fucking idiot, man. America's fucked.
you
Oh,
see
did you
the thing
see?
yeah.
Sorry, just to go along there, because like, what, 2020 is the worst year to ever happen to the human race ever.
Mhm.
Mm.
Did you see? There's been a case of the bubonic plague in China.
Yeah,
Stop.
yeah,
The Black Plague.
yeah.
It's
Fucking
making a comeback. Are you
hilarious. Yeah,
kidding me, man?
China
Don't
put out a
call it a
warning.
comeback.
Yeah. China put out a warning saying that there has been a confirmed case from eating well, I don't know
A,
what it was. It
a
just
rat?
it looked like a meerkat, but bigger and from China,
So
basically.
some rodent.
Yeah, no, I think it was a rodent, but it's pretty big. Like
Why are these niggas so eating
it's
rodents,
like
fam?
it's kind of like they ate a cat that had big legs. I don't remember what it was called, but
Cat would- Alright,
I
some
don't know.
mutant.
And they wilding out here. China's trying to kill the world, bro.
You're like, bro, I get like food is scarce, but like, dog, come on, man, do us a solid. Just,
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry.
oh,
Oh no, yeah, it
fuck.
is. It's in Mongolia. After it's only one case. Oh, I see it there. I see the
Yeah, but like,
animal. No, it does not look like a cat with big legs. It looks like a massive hamster, like fat ass.
oh,
Chinchilla?
ew.
Um,
It's just a rat, man. Yeah. Well, I don't know. See, the thing about China is they have a population problem, like, and
Yeah.
that's why they have the laws and stuff that you can only have one child. But the thing about that is China consists of like I was reading about this recently,
Mhm.
like a lot of cities that are populated by a lot of people, but then
Mm-hmm.
between all the cities there's countryside and like towns, like small
Yeah, yeah,
towns
of
and
course, yeah.
things, obviously, like every other place. And when they do censuses and things like that, they don't always include all the towns and stuff, so they make estimations based
Oh,
on the
yeah.
law that every family only has one child,
Mhm.
but that is statistically not followed outside of the big cities. It's like not enforced.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Mm.
people are saying that the population of China could be hundreds of millions off what it actually is.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nuts because it's over a billion, like, and
Yeah.
if 1/10 of those families had 3 kids instead of one, that'd increase it by like 300 or like 200 million.
Oof.
Okay, it's called a marmot. Marmot. It's a big
Oh,
fat hamster.
Marmite. I love Marmite.
Marmot. Do you?
Who loves
No.
Marmite, man? That's gross.
And it
Of
was
course not.
actually just this kind of adds into what you were just saying there, John. It was found like it's a farmer. It's a what they call him, a herder.
I just looked up Marmite because I'm a fucking idiot.
M-A or M-O-Et.
Fuck me, man.
Oet.
Et,
Oet.
oh
Yeah, that
et,
makes
yeah,
sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
it
you
was
go.
like Inner
oh,
Mongolia, but it's a the herder. What the fuck? I can't find the
Man,
word for it.
it's the screaming thing from the meme.
Oh, fucking! What does he scream?
He just
He just
screams.
screams like he has his hands over his face. Anyway, it's a fat hamster. But yeah, it's like a farmer anyway. He ate a wild one of those, and he's in hospital. But he's stable in hospital as well. Like he's not dead or anything.
Thank God, man. Can't be having that.
And the commission, I don't know who the commission of China, dude. I don't fucking know. Issued a third level alert, which is the the second lowest in a 4 level system. What?
yeah.
Why is the third
And
level? But that means the
or,
third level report is the second. That makes no
Second
sense.
lowest, so it goes
Yeah, but
fourth is worst
but
and then third. So it's the second lowest. It does
what?
make sense.
yeah.
A fourth level
Second
alert would be
lowest.
barely anything. Then a third level alert is like, okay, it's a little bit of
Oh, okay.
something,
Yeah, I
but
went the other way. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah.
man,
Oh, and then
this fucking guy
they're
is like,
saying that some animals may be infected. Some other animals. So
uh,
they
I,
basically have just said stop fucking eating the shits for a hot minute.
I'm putting thingy in wholesome content. We can watch it later.
Fuck.
It's a marmot screaming at Blackcomb Mountain.
Fair.
Um, man,
Oh,
that's just do you know what? Fucking bubonic plague for president 2020. Who cares?
just kill
Get
everyone, man.
get the marmot in here. Shit's nuts.
yeah.
When are
Holy
movies
shit.
coming back? I don't care about anything anymore. I just want to
Dude,
watch
have
A
you
Quiet Place
seen
2.
2020, 2020, what year is it? 2021's
21.
Marvel shit, dude. I cannot fucking wait, dude. It's gonna be this year and the next year is the best years ever for fucking superhero shit. It's fucking sick. The roadmap is just unbelievable. And
Is there like a new thing?
no, it's just the same shit. I just didn't realize it was all falling in the same year. Uh, is it this one? I want to get a better picture before I put it in the thing. Can I look at it bigger, please? Thank you. But
Hmm.
yeah, there's a lot of shit, and it's
Yeah, well,
like
the
really
Falcon and Winter
exciting.
Soldier's coming out pretty soon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like August
Okay,
or something.
I'll just read it from here. But we have Black Widow, which is May 1st, 2020, which obviously is what did it get put back to? November, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
So that's should be okay. I don't know if that's going to be good. Then you've got Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is meant to be coming out the end of this year, but I don't know if that's
I think that's
true.
supposed to
And did
be
you see
August.
what's his name? I don't know, the Falcon and I forget
Anthony
his name.
Mackie.
Yeah, said that it's basically an 8 or 9 hour long movie.
Yeah, I
Like
did
it's
see
that
that.
good. Like
Hmm.
the budget and everything is so good that it's it just looks as good as it's just a 8 part movie
I hope
basically.
he's right.
Then we have Eternals, which is good because it's something new. which hasn't happened in Thing for a hot minute.
Mhm.
And then Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, bro, another new thing, which I don't know if that's going to be good, but it looks like it could be.
Yeah.
Then WandaVision, which fuck knows if that's going to be good.
That looks it looks all right from the
Yeah, it looks kind of
trailer, like,
interesting, but
and that's
it's one
another
of those.
Disney Plus series.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, same with Loki and Hawkeye are all getting their own shit,
Mhm.
which I don't know if Hawkeye's going to be very good.
I mean, yeah,
I know. I feel like he would.
No, he's good in the movies, but they have to add some shit in for it to be good. They'll have to have some cool characters in there
yeah,
Mm,
with him. I'm not saying like the Avengers or anything. I just mean like new cool characters.
mm.
Loki can be good because he can go anywhere he wants, which is kind of sick. So they
yeah.
can do a lot of weird kind of stuff with him. And then What If as well as another Disney Plus thing, which will just be interesting. I don't think that's not going to add anything to anything, is it? It's
No,
just
that's a spin-off.
all
That's
yeah,
like what if
it's based on a comic series.
yeah. It just
Uh,
it's alternate timelines.
yeah,
Like
it's
it's
like
what
what
if
if the
Odin
Hook was
didn't die.
Thor? Yeah, yeah, shit like that. And they can do some really funny stuff with that. And then the last two is Doctor Strange and Thor. And then that's all in the next 2 years. That's
Mhm.
all 2020 to 2021. I don't know if I'll get put back a little bit because of the whole stuff, but it depends kind of because
Hopefully not.
America's kind of fucked again, so it probably will be. But at least the Disney Plus stuff shouldn't be put off, hopefully,
Yeah.
because
Oh
it's
yeah,
that's
definitely.
different, because it's not coming out in
Mm.
cinemas. And then
And
2022 is oh, do I have it here? I think this is it. Yeah, you've got well, we have Blade is announced.
mhm.
That's not for till probably 2023, I'd say, but
I like the
that's just
old Blade
announced.
movies.
Yeah, but it's good that they're kind of coming into it. I don't know if that's gonna. I think that should be a standalone kind of thing. I don't know if there should be crossovers with Blade because it's like it's a very different. It's almost a
Yeah, but
different
I think they're
universe. Do you know what I
going
mean?
into I think they're
Oh
going in a
yeah,
different direction anyway.
and then
So
Fantastic Four got confirmed as well.
Why?
because the
I mean,
last
they
one was
have to
so
try,
good,
dude.
and also Mahershala Ali is playing the new Blade, and I like him. So
Yeah, yeah, it's good casting. That's why I think now. That's why I think the movies are so good now compared to all the other ones. If they finally just, I feel like they're thinking so much more about the casting
yeah.
because every single one, new ones like are perfect to play everyone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they've only ever made one casting error, I think, and this is just a personal opinion, but I just
Wow, here
don't
we go.
think Brie Larson is a good Captain Marvel. I just don't think she is, because she just
I
has
think
no interest in the Marvel universe. Did you see when they were like, oh, there was an interview where they were like, oh, did you see you're being considered for Captain Marvel? And she's like, wait, isn't there already one of them? Like, doesn't Chris Evans play him? And then she
uh,
was like, oh, well, I mean, if they're doing like a female version, I'd be down to do that. And then they were like, no, like it's somebody different
Captain Marvel's
altogether.
someone different. Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like,
Uh,
oh, okay. So it's kind of, I was just like, whatever.
yeah,
But
I don't know.
and
She's
also,
okay, and I thought the writing for her thing was very bad. In I don't think it was
yeah, they
totally
kind
her
of did her
fault as
dirty.
well. Yeah, it was not great.
Mm,
I watched it again recently, and it wasn't awful.
yeah.
It wasn't as awful as I thought it was,
See,
but it
this is
wasn't
the
as good
problem.
as.
You can't just make a character that's it's the Superman problem. He can beat anybody. He's
Yeah,
invincible. Like,
it gets
what's the
boring after a
point?
while.
Yeah,
Uh, she's even
motherfucker
worse because she
headbutted
doesn't even seem to
Thanos.
have a. Yeah, she doesn't even seem to have a like a weakness. Fair enough. Like as much as it gets cliche, Superman has his fucking kryptonite, and people just
Abuse
use
it.
that
Yeah,
every
yeah,
single time.
yeah.
Um, and I suppose it's almost worse that she doesn't have anything that'll hurt her. I'm sure it'll come out in the second one or something that she'll have some weird weakness, but
Yeah. I don't know.
yeah,
Well,
it's just
hopefully.
strange, dude. She's just a strange character.
I'm super duper excited for a new Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is one of my favorite
Yeah,
Marvel movies. It is insanely good. And they're making this one. This one is supposed to be semi
horror, right?
horror-y.
Yeah,
Yeah. I can't remember what director they
yeah, it's a
got
famous
for it,
director.
but yeah, it was like a it's like he's like a famous horror movie director. And also Thor 4 I think is going to be unreal. I know
Has
they're
to be.
bringing back your one as female Thor or whatever they're going to call her. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah.
Natalie Portman, they're bringing her back. What I don't care. I don't give a shit about that. But Christian Bale as the bad guy, that is going to be so unbelievably good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to see Christian Bale back acting, dude. He's a sick
Hmm.
dude. Sam Raimi.
Is it?
Sam
Yeah,
Raimi's
I
doing
thought
Doctor
I
Strange
thought that's
too.
what it was. Yeah, I thought that's what it was. But
Good old
I
Sam
didn't
Raimi,
want
but I
to.
hope they do Pizza Time.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing I watched that Sam Raimi did was the one with the alligators in the in the basement. So,
That was the best horror
so
movie in the world, bro.
let's just hope that that was like his he got that out of his chest and now he's back to making
Yeah,
good
yeah.
movies. He did some really good movies though. He did like Evil Dead and stuff like that, and I love them
Mhm.
movies. Super good.
Yeah, no, it should be good though. I'm super excited for a lot of Marvel stuff. I'm
Mm,
happy that it's it's that phase is over now, so it's a new one, and it's gonna be a new thing to lead up to. Do you know what I mean? It's like back at the
yeah,
start, I guess. I think something that'd be interesting is it because I think they're slowly setting them up. It's quite obvious, but
Galactus.
no a young Avengers film would be fucking sick because we have Ant-Man's daughter who's gonna be someone, I don't know what her name is,
Oh,
Stinger or Stammer or whatever the fuck her name is. Spider-Man could technically be in it because he's like 12. I don't know.
yeah, and they got the dude from Iron Man 3, the little kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the little kid from Iron Man 3, Hawkeye's daughter. There's a lot of which I think will probably actually happen in. She'll probably come out in his little series because that just makes
that'd be
sense.
cool.
And they
I'd
can
be
make her a
okay
little
with
bit
that.
older.
Mm.
But yeah, I think that'd be a sick. If done right, I think it'd be super cool. If it wasn't like cringe, kind of stupid, generic
Yeah,
children's TV show, I think it'd be.
I think everything from this point forward should be taken with a grain of salt. I think they're going to be amazing movies, but I don't think we're going to get a storyline build up like we did already. Like
Yeah,
I think Avengers Endgame with Robert Downey I think that whole timeline, that storyline is peak. I think it's they hopefully they'll plateau and it'll keep being like as good or similarly good, but I don't think
yeah,
it's getting any better. I don't
yeah. True.
imagine them creating the hype that they did before.
You know,
Mm.
it'd be hard. It's hard to know, especially with adding in new characters.
Yeah.
Like
Like
it was
it's got to
easy
be
with
another
every.
10-year
Yeah,
journey.
it would be weird if you didn't know who Iron Man was or who any of them were. Whereas now it's in order to move it forward because they've done it right now. Like it took so many tries to get everyone's character right in order to put them all in a film together, and now they have to do it again, like from the start. You know what I mean? It's going to take a good minute, which is good because I don't know you need a break from like team up movies as well as
Yeah.
doing them.
Yeah, exactly. Is there any like DC things coming out? I know they're doing like a lot of series and stuff,
Yeah,
but they're releasing the Snyder cut of Justice League, but apart from that, I don't
and I
think
think
they're
he
doing
said,
anything.
I don't know if it was him or someone else said it's not going to be as good as everyone. It's not going to change that much of what you think of the movie. Like
Yeah.
he said, it is. There's a lot of stuff that I'm like he's happy with in it and stuff like that. But he said, don't get too excited about it. But it's still sick that it's coming out.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder will it be like a superhero or not like a villain reveal thing that
oh
they
yeah,
were
yeah, that's
possibly
cool.
going to be working towards but scrapped. Like I think that'd be really interesting to see like what could have been if they were better made.
Yeah, there's
Like a dark seed or something. That'd be lit.
there's what was I gonna say? There's obvious ones that are gonna come out, but I don't think any of them have been announced. Like we know there's a Flash movie. You know
Mm.
there's gonna be an Aquaman 2. Wonder Woman is announced, which has a trailer and everything. That should be out by the end of the year, I think.
Yeah,
Could be
that should
wrong,
have
or
been
maybe
out
that's
already.
started
That
next
should have
year.
came
Yeah.
out in May.
Shazam will get a new movie, which is sick.
Eh,
I love Shazam. It was
that
the
was a
most fun DC movie they've
that was a
made.
solid 6 out of 10.
6?
Not as good as Aquaman or
I'll give it
Wonder
a
Woman.
7. No, nothing was. Aquaman is my favorite superhero movie ever, and that's a big statement. But I just think character-wise, and then cinematography-wise, that is the best cinematography I've ever seen in a film,
Yeah.
ever. Super
And
sick, and I love Black Manta's costume.
best cast. Yeah, that was really good. Best
Yeah.
cast superhero as well. Jason Momoa
Oh
is the
yeah,
perfect
it was
role.
perfect. Yeah, it's the same with Chris Thingy and Thor, Chris Hemsworth
Chris Hemsworth,
and
yeah,
Thor. Like
and
it's that
Downey.
sort of level. Same with DC are getting it right now as well, slowly. Like they have, it's kind of fucked up that they fucked up Batman because
Yeah, it is.
Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot, whatever, is perfect for Wonder Woman,
Hmm.
and Aquaman's perfect. Harley Quinn, perfect. Well, not, yeah,
I mean, yeah,
super
she's
good.
pretty good. Like I
Superman,
couldn't think
anybody
of
can play
anybody
Superman.
better.
Nobody gives a fuck.
No, but Henry Cavill is a super good role for Superman.
Yeah. Um, I'm trying to think who else was in it.
Uh,
But anyway,
I don't know. Ben Affleck was a poor choice. I think that's
yeah.
where their biggest mistake was.
And the Flash was fine. If they wanted to
Yeah,
redo the
Ezra
Flash, that's
Miller.
cool. But I don't think he was bad at all.
Yeah,
As in, when I watched that movie, I wasn't like, okay, he's the problem. You know?
yeah, I liked the Flash. I liked the way they did it. Like with all his scenes. I liked the
Hmm.
slow mo stuff and
Yeah, it
things
was
like that.
super cool.
I think Ezra Miller is a good choice, but I think they took the Flash in a weird way. Like he was like a hyperactive kid, which I don't really see the
Yeah.
Flash as that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but whatever. I think a Flash movie would be super lit with
Yeah,
Ezra
same.
Miller. I was also reading a thing that do you know the Flash series with
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah.
I can't remember your man's name that plays your
Grant.
Grant Gust.
His
what?
Grant
grandson.
Gust. Yeah, Grant Gust.
Yeah, Grant Gustin, I think.
No, just yeah.
Is it? All right,
Go on.
whatever. Anyway, they were gonna do a thing like a special episode where Ezra Miller played
Yeah,
Flash
yeah,
from a different dimension. Did they do
yeah.
that?
I think so. Yeah, it was when he was like sprinting through shit, and he like he just pops into the lab, and your man, or no, what's his name? Ezra Miller shows up, and he's like, holy shit, there's more of us. Like it's like the Flash, the TV show, has known about the multiverse for a very long time,
Yeah,
whereas it kind of that it makes no sense because it's not going to be canon, I don't think. But now the Flash from Justice League knows that there's a multiverse. He was like, holy shit, there's more of us, or something like that, and then fucked off.
that's wild. I haven't
They're
seen
like
that.
nice suit, and both of them said they liked each other's suit because it was very different. Like
Yeah,
the
this.
Flash TV show is in fucking spandex, and the Flash Justice League is in body armor. Like it was cool. Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
cool scene though. But I'm just looking up now. We have the Suicide Squad, Suicide Squad 2, I guess technically, but the
that was
Suicide
fine.
Squad,
I'm
which
okay
I
with
don't.
Suicide Squad. It had its ups and downs, but altogether it was a
Yeah, there's
decent
supposed to be
enough
something
movie.
different about that, right? Like they've fucked up the cast for that shit, and I don't know if it's a return. Like nobody knows anything about it.
Yeah,
I don't think. Which is
I just want Will Smith. Will Smith was a good Deadshot.
yeah, Will Smith was, and I think he's the one that's not in it though. I
Um,
don't think they're getting him back, which is fucked up because he was probably the best part of the whole movie.
he was.
James Gunn, it's James Gunn's ones, which is sick
Yeah,
because that's the Galaxy.
yeah, and he's
Uh,
making the third Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
and then we have Batman. Sorry, the Batman with big fucking Chris, whatever the fuck his name
Edward
is.
Edward Cullen.
Oh yeah,
Robert
Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson.
Yeah, that looks sick though. Black Adam, Big Rock is finally going to be in something. Can't
Yeah,
wait.
oh my god, it's gonna be lit. Is he gonna be in Shazam too? That'd be sick.
Apparently, it's just
Or no,
Black
wait,
Adam.
it's oh yeah, 'cause he's like an anti-hero type
Yeah,
thing.
he's a bad guy and a good guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Bring back Tobey Maguire, I say.
DC Super Pets, bro.
I want I want a Marvel Avengers Endgame completely remade, scene for scene is identical, but everybody's played by Tobey Maguire. Every person
Everybody does the dance.
except Spider-Man.
Ah, that'd be sick. He's like looking around, like, what the fuck is this
Spider-Man
shit?
is played by Beetlejuice.
Aw. Man, I love Beetlejuice.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, fuck superhero movies. Back onto the topics.
Yeah, who watches superhero
Um,
movies? Never
yeah,
even won an Oscar.
yeah.
Oscar-winning movies are what some of the worst movies I've ever seen. So, there we go.
Okay.
Just putting it out there.
Um,
Controversial topic.
I mean, it's kind of just true though.
Yeah. All right. What's the
Hey,
next topic? Bring
all right,
me,
we got
bring me on.
Doctor Disrespect.
Yeah.
As
Still
you know,
doesn't
the guy,
know.
he was banned, so I guess we can't really say anything. But it's fucked up that
Even
he doesn't
Doctor
know. Yeah,
Disrespect. Jesus Christ.
should be told.
He doesn't know, and that's wild.
Like, even if he deserves it, cool, but tell him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell him what it's for.
Well, tell the other creators, like, he
Yeah.
seemingly did nothing wrong and just
Yeah.
got banned, and everybody else is like, well, shit, you know, what if I accidentally do what he did?
Yeah, it's stupid and fucked up though. It just doesn't make any sense.
Mm,
Bless him.
sure, look. Shit happens, I guess. Maybe you're like, maybe it's a rule that you're not allowed to have a persona. Wouldn't that be wild? If like
Yeah.
somebody at Twitch was just
Big
reading the
person.
rule book one day and he was like, oh shit.
You can't pretend to be someone else.
Yeah, just banned him that day.
That'd be pretty funny. It's so strange though because he was such a big creator. He must have done something, man, because they can't just randomly get rid of him. He had to have done something. I don't understand why they aren't telling, but he has to have.
Yeah,
Because he
and
was.
I'm
If you
just
think about the
afraid
money
we're
he would
never
have
gonna
brought
find
in,
out. What?
like, because the money that he would have brought in, because he's so fucking huge.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there has to be a reason. Because if it was minor, they would just be like, all right, we'll sweep that one under the rug. But
Mm. But I hope it's nothing stupid like just like a minor contract break. Like I know a contract break is whatever is a contract break no matter what. But
Mhm.
like I know that when Twitch streamers get their contracts and stuff, they're contracted to only stream on Twitch and they have to stream for like a certain amount of hours a week. So I hope it wasn't like a oh you were 5 hours under your quota like 3 weeks in a row
Yeah.
or something stupid like that.
But then
So you're
surely
banned.
they wouldn't. Surely they wouldn't do that because they would be shooting themselves in the foot over somebody who like brings so much revenue to them.
Yeah.
I like if it was just that they. I don't think they'd care. They just make want him on their platform.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's better than pissing him off and him going to YouTube and then streaming there and then bringing his massive audience or even like a little bit of it over there instead.
Yeah, but people are say like people who have insider information in quotation marks say that he's like not he's done, like his career's over kind of thing. Like even if he did move to another platform, they'd ban him. That whatever he did was that bad.
Mm,
I don't know. I've also heard other things like I've heard from somebody who from a channel that used to stream on Twitch. I was looking
mm-hmm,
into it, and they were saying that Twitch is run very poorly by like the
mm,
managers and things. He said the person that I was watching said that um anybody who has any sway in the company is like a kid. They're like 20 to 35 years old
Oh,
like. So
mm.
it's a super successful streaming service that's run by people that just
Don't have.
don't have the expertise that other companies have like.
Mm,
And that's why I think it's kind of a shame that Microsoft's Mixer didn't get in there a little bit earlier, because I think it was a good streaming platform and I think it probably could have done really good things because it's Microsoft like,
mm,
mm.
whereas Twitch is just well, it's owned by Amazon, I know, but like it's it's run by Twitch and
yeah.
apparently they don't do it very well, so I don't know, and they like host parties and things all the time. They're just immature, is what I've heard. So, but
But
it's
like
whatever.
it going off of like the that inside information that you told us that like if he was to go to a different site that they'd still ban him. That
Yeah,
only that only just that's like the only option for that is like something ridiculously illegal. Like he must have been like like maybe pedophilia allegations or like
yeah,
rape.
but allegations are allegations, you know.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's what I'm saying allegation. I'm not saying he's done it. Like, but like obviously with allegations, it's an allegations are enough to get you completely no like cut off the
I don't
cut
know.
off the site because they don't want to be tied with you if you have an allegation like that.
It's weird because they're getting backlash now for not telling people. Whereas
Yeah.
if they kept him on and said nothing and nobody said nothing, nobody
Mm,
would know and they wouldn't be getting backlash. So it
mm,
must have been something that they know happened that they're afraid will eventually come out. So they
yeah.
banned him first, but then that doesn't make sense that they wouldn't tell people. Like the only way for Twitch to not get backlash from what I can see is to ban him and then say, "Well, this is
Just
what we heard."
yeah.
And then we can be like, "Oh, well that makes sense. Fuck Dr. Disrespect." Or they could keep him on, Like a not good thing would be they keep him on. Eventually something gets leaked and then it gets proven or whatever, or like Me Too'd or something.
Yeah,
And then
that would be
Twitch is
smart.
getting, and then like it comes out that Twitch knew about this, then they get backlash, or they ban him and say nothing and they get backlash. Like there's what they have three options, and one of them is they get no backlash, and they chose one of the other two.
Mm. The smart business decision would just to keep him on and just wait until it actually blows up, until it actually like happens, and then act. That would be the
Yeah,
smart business
Yeah, but if it
decision.
came out then that they knew
yeah, that's the
whatever it was,
problem.
Yeah,
they
but
could have
if they
been.
knew, they can just be like, like they can just say, "Oh, we knew about the allegation, but we weren't sure, whatever," and then they can claim like, "Oh, innocent or proven guilty, whatever." And then most people after a while will be like, "Okay, fair enough." I don't feel people be like, "Oh, you knew, you kept this, or whatever." Like until like it kind of boils over, that's when it's more concrete. Once it boils over, so once everybody finds out, then it actually has to be like some kind of a thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I also something that's kind of funny, and I think it's kind of funny was when I was looking into this, I found
saying?
I knew Doctor Disrespect's real name was Guy Beam, but well,
I
Guy is
didn't.
a nickname. But looking
Oh,
into him, I found out that his full name is Herschel Beam the Fourth.
Nice, dude.
Isn't that lit? Imagine being Herschel Beam the Fourth.
yeah, it's a manga now.
What a legend.
I'm gonna call Peter Herschel from now on.
Shut your mouth. I'm gonna call you Beam.
I'm gonna call you
Call John
Guy.
Guy.
Call me Doctor.
Nice.
All
Shit's
right. So,
wild. I don't know.
what other topics do we have? Johnny Depp, Big John John. So,
Did you
for
know
you,
about? Do you guys know about this?
Oh,
yeah.
sir.
So, for those of you who don't know, aka Adam,
All right, nice, thanks.
him and
AKA Guy. Or wait, no, Beam.
no,
Beam.
so there was, I want to say a good few years ago, Amber Heard, his wife, came out with allegations that he had abused her, and then
Oh,
they'll take like she was going to take him to court, sue him, the whole deal.
mm-hmm.
So then they settled outside of court, I'm pretty sure, but then part of the settlement that it was that she would have to not talk about it anymore and
Oh,
let,
okay.
let everything boil over. So then, obviously, with the whole rise of the Me Too stuff, she wanted to position herself as like an ally to women, and like to do that, she kind of had to give her story. So that entailed, breaking her settlement and just kept
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about. So then that kind of fucked a lot of shit for Johnny Depp because a lot of companies obviously now, the companies don't have like a lot of companies don't have morals. They just want to make sure like if we're working with you, we're not going to get backlash. They don't care about your history. It's just as long as we don't get backlash and you're talented, we'll work with you, right?
Yeah.
So they don't care about that. They don't care that they were working with somebody who's alleged to be like a wife beater or whatever. It was just the fact that they were getting backlash now from it. So then they like all his like a lot of his like projects started to cut him off. They were like, okay, we're not gonna have you in a movie anymore. We're not gonna pay you. Yada yada yada. Said all of it.
Namely, Captain Jack Sparrow was the big one
Yeah,
that keeps getting
that's the
named.
big one. That's the big one that dropped him. So Pirates of the Caribbean is pretty much gonna be trash. Um.
Well, there's news that it's gonna be a full female remake of the Captain's or of
Okay.
Pirates of the
Weird.
Caribbean.
Okay. I thought it was.
Everybody's thrilled.
Yeah, because so
No,
many
I thought.
people were asking for a full female remake of Pirates of
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Caribbean.
after all the other ones
You
that
know,
came out did
historically
so well.
accurate too.
And the
Yeah.
thing, I guess it's better than if they just continued on, as if like
Yeah, but I mean, you can't. Nobody can play Jack Sparrow.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I mean,
Johnny
like,
Depp is
as if
Captain
to like,
Jack
oh,
Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow died, and then just move on with the
Yeah.
story. Like, I guess it's better than if they just did that. But then, so yeah, so he now feels obviously wronged by Amber, and he's like, okay. You know what? He's gonna sue her for defamation.
Nice.
She comes out being, trying to portray that she's a victim, saying like, oh, look, like this is happening to me, and then whilst he was, suing her, tapes now get leaked of them going to like therapy,
Nice.
and it was about her beating him and her
Oh.
being violent to him, And then like she was saying that every time we get into she would say something like every time we get an argument you would leave, and he was like because I don't want to be I don't want to get into a fight with you, yeah. But she was like, and then she said I can't help it sometimes you make me angry, it turns me violent, right?
Oh,
So
jeez.
then it's all this came up and it sparked a debate because as soon as the allegations were made about about I was gonna say James
Johnny
Sparrow
Johnny Depp.
about Johnny Depp,
Good old James Sparrow. Yeah, he's my favorite.
yeah, he's my favorite character.
Top 10, top 10 pirate.
Captain James Sparrow.
It was after he had been after the allegations, the media coverage and how everything was done for him was they were pretty much just like they're pretty much just judging him through like all media outlets, newspapers, whatever. Like everybody had just cast he was guilty.
Yeah.
And then after all this comes out, there is nothing. There was pretty much nothing said. There was like a little
Oh,
column in the newspaper being like, "Oh, Amber Heard may be guilty," and then that's it. Nobody was giving her the same treatment they'd given Johnny Depp.
yeah.
And then if you see like videos of him, like his interviews of him discussing the period of his life, then he said like he was on the brink of like he was on like he was on a very self-destructive path, drinking every day,
Yeah.
constantly, so it wasn't great for his mental health. But it was kind of like they only cared when it was a lad doing it. But when Amber was not proven, obviously, but there was a lot more evidence that she was
Yeah.
the perpetrator, nobody was saying anything. And people still aren't saying anything. So then because people weren't saying anything, that sparked more outrage. And now like there was a petition to get Amber Heard off of like all her shows and stuff like that. Obviously that's died down now because there's so
What's
much
Amber
more.
Heard in? What does she do?
I'm not entirely sure, but
Yeah. Okay.
she's an actor too. But like, yeah, it just sparked a debate as to like the coverage of domestic abuse
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
it's a man doing it and a woman doing it, and but it's more interesting because it's the same two people.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was that, but because of fake, well, not necessarily fake, because he could have, we don't know, but because of allegations that like in the end were never really proven to have happened.
Mhm.
Disney dropped him from Pirates of the Caribbean, and
Mhm.
that's kind of shitty because I really like Pirates of the Caribbean. I like Jack Sparrow. He was like the best part. He was the best part of the fucking film.
It's probably the only good part.
Mm.
Um. Yeah, that's fucked up though.
Yeah, it's awful because like there's fucking like there's recordings of it. Like there's not much more of a confession you can get other than the person saying they did it themselves.
Yeah.
And then still nothing to happen. I hope like because I'm pretty confident he's gonna win his case of suing her. I think he's suing her for like 30 million like dollars or something. Like he's suing her for a fuck ton. I hope he gets everything.
Yeah. I just want him to like I don't know if losing all of his roles and stuff was that much of a heartbreak, but it's just kind of shitty that he was not guilty. Like he was innocent the whole time and
Yeah.
still lost all his roles. Like I know like the Me Too movement is great and all that stuff when it's genuine, but
Mm.
like she took advantage of it, and I think all the Me Too people should be more angry at her for
Mm.
like what's the word? Like
For fake
not demoralizing. I don't know what the word is, but
delegitimizing.
yeah, yeah. She took advantage of the Me Too movement like
Mm.
to for some stupid gain. I don't know. I don't even
Yeah,
know what she gained out of
it
it.
would it would later be more lucrative to her because if you're like a woman who positioned themselves of like I'm a Me Too like survivor, I'm an ally. More like directors she'd be more appealing to people to put in her movie because she's like on the right side of history per se. You know what I mean? So with any movie she was in, she's automatically going to have a built-in female audience because they can like they want to support somebody who's gone through something hard that's kind of like could be similar in their lives. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then like speaking of the whole like can I feel the massive problem was the cancel culture. It's like it's not a thing of it is guilty until you're proven innocent. So then somebody can just say something to you, and then you're like everybody's like it's your fault. So the same thing's
Yeah.
happening to Justin Bieber now. Justin Bieber was accused of raping this girl just came up like made it like a some Twitter account just said that Justin Bieber raped me on this date, and then Justin Bieber found this, and like all the newspapers came out being like, you can't like Justin Bieber did this, Justin Bieber did that, like just accusing him pretty much. So he comes out with like proof of like I was on tour when this happened. This is the timestamp you said that it happened, and this is the same timestamp. A picture of me and my friends, like I was in a hotel room with my mates. Like this is not a
Yeah.
thing. Now he's working with the FBI to find out the person who tweeted it and sue them.
Bog.
And they deserved like whatever they get. Like they sued for defamation, jail time, whatever. They deserve it
Yeah.
because it can't just keep happening like this. But then like it also falls back onto like the whole like Tati and um
Dawson.
Shane Dawson situation, right? So this is I had this discussion with one of my friends, right?
You have
And
friends?
unfortunately, uh, she was really upset with the whole Shane Dawson situation, and I asked her why, and she was saying how because I said I didn't
Wait,
understand
you
like
female
Which
friends?
situation?
so
Like the situation where he was masturbating to Willow Smith? Like
like
which one?
everything, the whole like
Oh,
she
okay, okay, yeah.
for everything, like the whole blackface stuff, like she hated everything, right?
Mhm.
Obviously. And I said to her, I was like, yeah, but then but she was like angry, not like just like she was proper like annoyed. And I was like, it's just from my point of view, it's just unsubscribe and don't support him.
Yeah.
And it's like she wasn't tweeting him nasty stuff or whatever, but like she was showing like anger similar to the people who would be. And I was saying I don't understand that because if you are a fan of the person, you know exactly what that like. I'm not a fan of him. I've watched his documentaries once or twice. I've watched one or two like
Yeah.
documentaries. I'm not an avid supporter. I don't do whatever. I don't watch him. But it does. I because he's been like such a staple of YouTube. Everybody knows Shane Dawson, and everybody knows he has a history of mental illness, right? So
Hmm.
it's gonna be one thing like what it's very similar to Caroline Flack. Don't like
Okay.
so remember she lost her job. YouTube has cut off all monetization to Shane Dawson's channel, so he's pretty much effectively kind of lost his job, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The newspapers are covering it, like calling him names or like accusing him and doing whatever. Same thing happened with Caroline Flack. Newspapers, everything, like Twitter, like online is disgusting for him. He should not even open his phone. Same thing with Caroline Flack. The only difference is Caroline Flack killed herself, right?
Mhm.
The same people who, if Shane was to was to kill himself, it's going to be the same people who are tweeting him those nasty things. It's going to be tweeting, being like, "How dare the Daily Mail?" or "How dare this newspaper print this?" Remember, like after she had
Yeah, yeah.
passed, everybody came on all these newspapers. The Sun was like a massive like everybody was attacking the Sun, but it wasn't as if like these people weren't the same people posting those tweets to her, ridiculing her, doing whatever. And then they tried to pass some Caroline Flack law, being like newspapers can't. But I'm like, you're the same people perpetuating the same shit
Yeah.
continued this on. And it's like as if they haven't learned from that thing where everyone was like, oh no, we should be nicer to each other. Within a year, you've gone back on that completely.
Yeah.
I'm,
It's
it's like I'm not condoning what he's done because obviously it affects people of my race with the whole blackface shit. Like
mhm.
I'm not condoning what he's done, but I'm like, unfortunately, yeah,
Jesus.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Uh, it's like I'm not condoning what he's done, but at the same time, I'm I'm completely against the other side of people just attacking him.
Yeah, I know.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
What has he done?
So there's a lot of old videos where he put on blackface. Then to like for music videos to pretend to be Nicki Minaj, put on a wig, put on blackface. Then he went to like these are all old videos by the way. He went to like a subway. This is when Willow made "Whip My Hair" back. I whip my hair. Do you remember that song?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So she had like a billboard in like some subway, and then he pretended to like beat off to it as like a joke. It's
This
just
is
a bad.
when this is when she was 11, by the way, just as for context.
Then there's another clip of him on a podcast, and he was talking about how he made a bad joke, but he said something like, "Oh, I don't understand how pedophiles like find like children attractive, so like babies attractive." So he said, "I went on Google Images and I looked up sexy babies, and he said they were ugly. They said like it was nasty, but the babies are kind of cute. No, no, it was just a bad joke. It was just an awful joke, but he was joking about pedophilia. So that's another thing people are mad about." And he made jokes about like his cats, and, like rape, like having sex with his cats and stuff.
Yeah, I knew about that.
So like there's a good amount of shit that has like come out with that, and but this all spawned from the whole. So I'm just gonna give you the lowdown. So the reason that all happened was apparently he posted something on Twitter where he was like he's taking a step away from the beauty community because they're all snakes and yada yada yada. But there was a specific thing that people didn't like when he said, "Did I help orchestrate the James Charles video takedown stuff?" He said no. But did James Charles deserve it? He said yes. He said yes, he
God.
did like a bit of humble pie or whatever the fuck. A lot of people didn't like that, so they looked into his history, brought all this shit back up, and then now where he is now. So there's that, and then with the other side of it is the whole like Tati, Jeffree Star. Like, what do you know about this?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know about Tati and Jeffree Star. I know about Tati and James Charles when that thing happened. Um, and I know Jeffree Star just isn't a great person.
Yeah, so Jeffrey isn't a great person. I'm gonna continue on from like, so you know about the video
Wait,
made.
is the Tati and James Charles one? Is that he wanted to he was turning straight people gay or something? Is that
Yeah,
what that was?
Yeah, well, it all spawned from him like taking vitamins that weren't hers. That they weren't
pretty
like her
much.
product.
What?
So
Like
he took
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he went to Coachella. James Charles went to Coachella, and he wanted
Oh,
to
okay.
get VIP tickets, whatever. And obviously, Tati's company couldn't help him, so he went to some other vitamin company, and they would pay for his VIP tickets, get him access to whatever.
Yeah,
And
that he just promotes it. Yeah.
he said he needed for safety because obviously, if you're in like in the general public, and you're fucking
Mhm.
James Charles, you might be attacked and or mobbed. And so
Mhm.
yeah, he had to just promote this vitamin thing. I did give him VIP tickets, which he did, and then Tati got upset by that, and then she made that video. James Charles loses like how many million subscribers, but then obviously he's kind of recovered.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he's doing very well. So then after Shane Dawson came up with that thing, being like, "Oh, did I orchestrate the whole whatever?" People started looking into it and stuff, and because there was like a conspiracy theory that like Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star had organized everybody to make a video on James Charles because James Charles, especially around that time, was the most popular. Like even
Mhm.
now he is still, but back then he was just popping.
yeah,
And so Tati comes out with a new video saying how like Jeffree Star kind of manipulated her. Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson manipulated her into making the video to like take down James Charles, and then apparently Jeffree Star has a recording of like James Star of a woman who survived of some person who survived like a molestation from James Charles,
Pog.
and like this is just so fucking weird. I know, like it was that she comes up with that, and then she's saying that she's gonna sue Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, and then she starts crying, and she says like the Jeffree Star has like a lot of dirt on almost everybody in the community, and we should be prepared not to cancel everybody because um they're being blackmailed. And the thing that's annoying me is the fact it's like she's like True Jordy said it best. She's benefited from this. She
Yeah.
benefited from whole cancel culture situation. So it's now you're saying, oh, please don't cancel anybody, but you're like you're the person to cancel James Charles. That makes sense.
Mhm.
You started that, and then now you want people to be like understanding when it comes to you.
Yeah.
It's a bit
Stupid.
it's stupid, yeah. So that's pretty much the drama that's gone on. I feel like I'm missing something. What else am I missing? I don't know. And oh yeah, and the thing is, it's like people don't want to. A lot of people are like switching sides and being like, "Oh yeah, like Tati's like the best thing that's happened since sliced bread." I'm like, her word is less than a piece of shit to me now. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like she's flip
All
flop.
she's proven to me is that she's very easily manipulated.
Exactly. That's all she's proven.
She's
And then now
unreliable in every way.
in every way, and then people are taking this chick's word like it's. I'm like, are you serious? We saw her do this 3 years ago.
Did you
We
say
saw
they're
her
taking her word like it's buttermilk?
like no, like it's Bond.
Oh, like it's Bond. Okay.
I thought
I
I
heard
heard
buttermilk,
butter. I
dude.
heard
Yeah.
butter. Yeah.
My bad, my bad. But like we saw her do this 3 years ago. or so, or whatever that video was, like a
It
year
was it
ago.
was about no, it was about 2 years ago. I'd say probably 2 or 3.
Yeah, we saw her do this
Man,
before.
they're the only two videos I've ever heard about her making.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't know who she was until that happened, and then even then I didn't go find out. Like it was.
I mean, as soon as I saw the video, I was like, oh shit! Like it was very clear to see what type of like content creator she was. Like she was definitely in the beauty community, so that's all I knew from her.
Mm.
But those are the only two videos I've ever seen of hers. I'm like, man, you flip flop so fast. She was like, oh, Jeffree Star's like her best friend, Shane Dawson is this, whatever, and then she's airing out all their dirt. I'm like, you did the exact same thing to James Charles. It's just the fact of like now it's popular to hate on Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. You're hopping on that trend.
Yeah, when it's not involving you, almost it's like okay, let's stop this cancel culture shit or whatever.
Yeah,
Like, but when it is when you can benefit
benefit
from it, or when it is involving you, I guess when it's when you're on one side of it, like she's like no, stop it, and then when you're on the other side, she's like kill this
end their
person.
career. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a few videos on it, and the one that I don't know, like the one that I remember most, I guess, was Critical's video,
Hmm.
and in it he was like, so this is how she like starts out her new video, and it was her, and she was like, it was the first 3 seconds or whatever, and she was like crying, and she goes, I promised my dad I wouldn't cry, and he just goes, what the fuck is she talking to her dad about this shit about? Like, there is no way she called up her dad and was like, Dad, I'm about to make a video on Shane Dawson. Tell me not to cry. Like, what kind of a stupid ass fucking bitch does just. She, like, who does she think she's talking to? I promised my dad I wouldn't cry. Stupid ass
Yeah.
fucking weirdo. I'm saying it right now, she's a child molester. I have proof.
Okay.
I'm
No.
kidding. She took Madeline
Let's hope
McCann.
this isn't the one that blows up, dude. Let's just.
um,
Yeah,
no,
cancel
she's
before.
probably not. I'm not canceling her. She's doing that to herself, so
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't need to. I'm with James Charles.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't love
It's like
James Charles.
but the thing
I
is,
love
like,
James Charles too. He's
I'm a
lit.
bit annoyed at him too because like she's like, oh yeah, like they've made up. I'm like, man, you're even stupider than thought you were. Why the fuck would you make up with this chick? You took
Solid
a
business
you took,
decision.
you took a pill and she tried to end your career. That's it.
Yeah.
That quick.
Yeah.
You took another pill and she was like, no, fuck you. Nah, fam, we ain't having this. And then you're like, oh yeah, we're still mates. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Ah,
That's
God bless her,
wild.
man.
Just weirdos, man.
Good old beauty.
Yeah,
Then,
I love
oh
the
yeah,
beauty community, so I do.
I never mentioned it. You remember when Shane Dawson was like beating his dick over fucking Willow
Willow.
Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Smiths started tweeting at it like
Yeah, yeah. It was
they were
Jaden and
they were obsessed.
the mother. I don't know what the fuck her name the
Yeah,
mother is. Jada, was it? Is
yeah,
that what
Jay.
you just said? Yeah. Yeah, dude, they were furious though. Jaden especially. I didn't
Jay-
expect. Fair enough. It made sense for Jaden to get involved. I was surprised when I seen that Jada did.
Mm,
Man, they need to name their children differently. But
Wait, what? What? Which one is Jada?
Jada
Jay,
is the mother, Will
Oh,
Smith's wife,
right. Okay. Yeah, yeah,
and then Jaden is Jaden.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the
She
two
has
of
a
them tweeted.
podcast.
yeah,
Jada,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, she has
The whole
family.
family have a show like that. It's I don't know what it's called. Something the
Keeping
Smiths or
up
something
with
like that.
the Smiths. Keeping up
Yeah,
with the Wills.
it's super interesting though. They talk about a lot of serious problems. Like Jaden Smith's had a problem with when he went full like vegan, and he
Mm,
was just slowly dying, and Will Smith had basically attempted to save his life. Well, not like almost
Eat
basically
the
did by
chicken.
saying no, literally though. Like he was like, man, you need to fucking eat more or eat this thing. And yeah,
yeah,
it's an interesting show though. You should, if you're interested in their lives, you should definitely watch it.
Yeah, I
Jada,
like Will Smith. He's cool.
Jada's in her own type of controversy too now
With who?
because there's this other artist,
Goes to Gloop.
no, Augustic Alliance or something like that. He's some other like
Augustus Gloop.
singer, and he came out saying like he's had a relationship with Jada for the last like.
Oh yeah, yeah, I heard that.
I was like, what? It's just a
And
weird.
Will knew about it. Wasn't
Yeah,
that?
Will,
Wasn't that the yeah? Shout
and
out to
then
Will, dude.
and Jada came out was like, oh no, we didn't, and I'm like, all right, shut
Shut
the
up,
fuck.
man. Yeah. It's interesting though. I haven't seen anything more on that. I just seen that someone came out and said that Will Smith knew that she was having an affair, and he was just like, he was just chill with it.
Mm.
Yeah. Best. Will Smith's my favorite YouTuber.
He makes pretty good videos.
I like Jimmy Fallon.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Is
Nobody
he
likes
is
Jimmy
he in
Fallon.
controversy now too?
Shite.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
I think it's Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel, he came out hard against people who did blackface, but telling them they're stupid, and then people dug up his past and found out he
Oh,
did blackface for a show, and so then he's been off the air for a good bit.
I
It
don't
should,
know.
this shit is just funny.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is the worst year in the world. This is worse than World War One.
Well, I would say I
No,
would.
no, it's
Uh,
worse than. I'll go as far as saying it's worse than World War Two.
for you maybe. There's there's other communities that would disagree.
What, the Americans?
The Germans.
What do you mean? That was a sick year for them.
What do you mean,
It's
man?
probably
They
the best year they've
lost.
had. Yeah, but they had a good run.
That's true.
They killed a lot of people. They did what they set out to do.
John, don't agree with this man.
What are you talking? I'm spitting facts.
Whatever.
They prospered for those few
Hitler
years
said,
that
"Let me
Hitler
go
was
kill all
involved.
these Jews." He got the most of them, bro.
There's more than 7 million Jews out there.
I mean, that's that you know of.
Alright, if you're a Jew, comment below to prove
If you're,
Adam wrong.
if
Tell
you're
me how many
Jewish,
you know.
we're getting cancelled, bro.
The amount
Is
of
that
Jews
is
that
that
commented.
offensive if I say if you're a Jew? Do I have to say
Yeah.
if you're Jewish?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a Jew is an offensive term. Yeah, I think it depends how you. Yeah,
Alright,
if you
I
call someone a
apologize for
Jew, then it's offensive.
I apologize for being offensive before I was uneducated, but now I'm educated.
That's our fault.
I will now
I
refer
was
to you as a
educated before.
Jewish
I'm the one that
person.
educated him, and I still said it. So fuck
But man,
everyone.
What
you're
else is
really
offensive?
trying to get us cancelled.
Get the
What
stick
else
out of
can
your
I
own
say
ass.
that's offensive?
Well,
I don't know. I'll think of something later.
Fair
should
enough.
we kill fat people?
I mean, they're doing it themselves.
True.
We don't
But we
need
seem
to.
to be
We don't need to get
supporting them. I don't
involved.
know, man. I think we should stop fat people from wearing clothes.
John, I just have a question.
Yeah.
What do you mean by when will XXX return?
Yeah, it's just.
Still alive, dude. He's
I
in
was just.
fucking.
I was listening to it to question mark last night. Not well,
Mm.
yeah, it was last night. I was like, I was having a time, you know. It was just one of them.
Yeah, it was a bad night.
It was a mood, you know. I just threw it on. I listened to basically the whole album.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever done that before. There was some songs on there that I'd never heard before, but they're all pretty good. And I actually listened to the one where he explains all about the album. Do you know that?
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
track in the album. I listened to
Mm.
that like 3 times. I was like, what the fuck is this guy on? um, but yeah, I was just wondering, you know, when's he gonna come back?
I don't know, man. He's in Congo or whatever with Tupac, so I'd say you'll probably get sick of him eventually, and
And
then.
Michael Jackson.
Well, yeah. No, Michael Jackson's in. I don't know, some orphanage somewhere.
Oh.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is George Washington buried under the statue of him on the chair? Do you know the really big statue of George Washington sitting on the chair?
Is that not Abraham Lincoln?
That's Abraham Lincoln, my guy.
Yeah.
Oh, is Abraham Lincoln buried under there?
I don't think
Man,
so.
how the fuck
No.
am I supposed to know the difference between George Washington and Abraham Lincoln? One of them was like a vampire slayer or something.
One of them abolished slavery, and the other one just existed.
Well, he has to be famous for some reason.
I don't know.
What did
He had
Abraham
cool
Lincoln do?
hair.
Didn't George Washington do? Wasn't he the one that
Abraham-
abolished
no.
slavery?
No,
No, it was
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah.
There's
Man, I don't
there's
give a shit, man. They're
He
all
also
fucking
killed like the
stupid.
majority of vampires, so I mean, he does like
That is
double
true.
wins.
Then what did George Washington do?
Vibed.
wasn't he?
Oh, he was the first president.
Was he? Did you look that up?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was the first U.S. president, and Look at us now. Here we are. I mean, I'm not in the US, but
Kanye West or
oh
Trump.
yeah.
There are options.
Or Joe. Don't forget about Joe Biden, man.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
George,
Biden's gonna forget his job
boys,
within the
George
first 2 weeks.
6'2". He was a whole point guard.
Oh, nice, dude. He probably could have killed more vampires.
Get out of here, man.
Man,
Also, who
didn't
recorded
Liam
his
Neeson
height,
play
bro?
him?
Fuck it, why not?
His skeleton bones, bro. Just
But they
figure
just
it
dug
out.
up his grave and measured him?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
But is
This
he
is
buried under
biography?
the statue? Is Abraham Lincoln buried under the statue?
No.
No. There's a tomb for him, and it's not it's not where the statue is, man.
Wait,
The
is he
tomb.
buried under the monument?
No, that the Washington Monument is to do with not him. It's to do with the place.
Oh.
You talking about Abraham Lincoln, right?
Yeah, well now he's
Yeah.
talking about the Washington Monument.
Well, I'm talking about Abraham Lincoln. Man, he was assassinated. That shit's wild.
Yeah, at a show. At the opera
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
that's I knew that.
Because he wore a hat that was too tall.
Yeah.
He was blocking people in the back, and they were
Actually,
like,
guys,
"Ah,
we can't go to the Washington Monument. It's temporarily closed.
"What?
Frick!
That was for the next pod, man."
Oh, it was built to commemorate George Washington, so no, he's not in it.
That'd be kind of cool though, and it gets featured in Spider-Man.
Oh, pog, dude.
They're just crawling all over Abraham Lincoln's grave, or not Abraham Lincoln. Oh wait, which one was it? Yeah, it was Lincoln.
I
think.
don't know, dude. I don't know what's happening. Why is the Washington Monument 550 feet tall?
Ooh. Actually, I have a question. Have both of you finished Last of Us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you finished it. You never discussed it with me.
Yeah, because we hate you.
All right.
We
I'm
discussed
leaving
it
the
with
call.
each other.
Yeah, we talked about it.
So, what was your thoughts?
I don't know, man. I've already talked about it. I don't even want to talk about it.
They were pandering. They were pandering to the social justice warriors. I don't like game. It has transsexual in it. Goes against my beliefs. Video games should be just like real life, where I hate transsexuals. Man, people are so fucking stupid. Who is the tranny? The kid.
I didn't say that.
Is that what you were gonna say?
No.
What were you gonna say?
He's gonna say who's Joe, bro?
Oh yeah. The kid.
Yeah. um.
It was
Well, yeah.
wild. It was a roller coaster from start to finish.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because it was like more like a movie than a game, which is how I think all games should be, apart from like two of them every now and then.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't feel.
I hate games that give you choice. It sucks gay dicks.
All right.
Alright.
I don't feel like every game should be like a movie. I
Maybe
feel
not every game, but
Well, it
Sure.
depends on the genre.
yeah.
like,
Like
have a
every-
story as
competitive
good as
games
that?
should be competitive.
obviously.
Yeah.
I'm conflicted because I see both. I see both sides. What side you guys on? Do you guys like you guys really like the story? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
loved it every single second.
hmm
fair
I
enough.
I think it was
enjoyed the
drawn out a little bit.
Okay.
yeah.
I think
I'd rather it be too long than too short though.
so. Spoiler alert. But the
Who's
point
Joe?
where Abby shows up at the theater and kills Jesse and is like holding Tommy at gunpoint and Ellie. That and then you go through 3 days of Abby. I thought it
Yeah.
was too long. Like until I found out what happened at the theater. Like I
Yeah, it
kind
was
of
a
lost
lot.
interest in the theater. By the time I got there as Abby.
Yeah. But it also made sense because they needed, in order to have get the feeling that they wanted from the game, they needed to have you have a connection with Abby.
Yes.
They needed you to not hate her because when you're playing her at the start, well, actually, when you're playing her at the start, you don't even know. But when you're playing her straight away, after that part, you're like, well, fuck this bitch, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you play through fucking 8 million hours, however fucking long it was. That's how long it felt. And then you actually have a connection. And then the scene where they're fighting each other, you don't want either of them to die. Like obviously, so there's gonna be people who will be like, yeah, dude, I prefer fucking Ellie to win, sure, but you don't really want either of them to die. It's gonna suck.
Yeah.
I think that with putting the kids in there, I said it to John last time we were talking about it. I thought that was a perfect fucking play because up until that point, I still didn't give a shit. Like I still didn't
Yeah.
care
But
about her
then
that much.
Lev came into
But then
it.
when you put the big levy in, and when they and then you like if they just put the kids in, no one gave a shit. But when they deepen the characters and you go to the island, which was sick, that whole part of the game was fucking unbelievable. But when you go to the island and he fucking kills his own mother and shit like that, and fucking Yara does be out here with one hand, and you have a connection with all of them, almost like a family, if you know what I mean. In the
Yeah.
same way you have a connection with Joel and Ellie as a family. I thought that was just perfect. And then when you get to that stage, you have to fucking spam the button to fucking choke Abby out of it. You don't actually want to do it. You know what I mean? You're not sat there going, "This is the like," because it plays with your mind. It's against the norm of this revenge mission of when you're in like when you're playing God of War and you're killing Zeus, dude. Remember, you know the end of the third
Yeah,
God
and
of
you
War
you
when
have
you
to
just spam
just
fucking
keep pressing
square
circle.
and
Yeah.
you can do it for as long as you want.
Yeah.
Dude, you sit there for like 8 hours doing it. But in that case, it plays with your emotions in a sense of you don't actually want to do that. It's making you do it. Like you have to do it. There's no choice. This is the story. You press the button, but you don't actually want to. And I think that's sick that a game can make you feel that way.
Yeah.
Because it's not like anything else. I think that's why people don't like it because they're pussies.
Yeah. I think it was pretty much like people will complain. I don't know. People will think it's pandering because they've got like lesbians. They've got the kid who
But there's no
doesn't
yeah
feel
with the
like himself.
transsexual, yeah.
Yeah. The or, well, who goes as a boy even though born a girl, whatever. They've got Abby who's like a genetic freak.
Yeah, she
Man,
looks like a dude.
she could bench all three of us.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
what else? I'm probably missing something, but they've got like all these different things, and it's people feel like they're pandering.
But it's just
But
not
who
true
cares?
though.
It's such a
And it's
good
like
story.
yeah, and it's not none of it like obviously it plays in like especially with Lev and shit like that's the reason that he goes in, but that makes sense. Like otherwise it's like you're looking at him like okay, like I didn't know up until the point in the aquarium when you're looking around looking for thing and you realize and thing tells you that they're transsexual. I was like, dude, you shaved your hair, bro. Who gives a fuck that you're what why is this a thing? That's such a stupid. I'm sure something else will come out, but this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, bro, right? Because it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then you understand it and that makes sense and it's like you have to it that made sense to the story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then who gives a fuck that Ellie's a Lebanese? Like, it's just so stupid. People are dumb, bro.
People are dumb. Dumb as balls.
People who complain about that just want to fuck Ellie in real life, and that's the issue.
Fair enough.
Man, I wanna fuck Dina. She was kind of hot.
Dean was pretty hot.
Yeah. It had a really weird sex scene in it too, and I don't know. I'm still kind of conflicted about whether that needed to be there.
No, I did not need to be there at all. It was just strange.
It
You
was
could have
really
you could have
strange.
alluded to them having sex very easily.
Yeah. Without
Um,
actually showing it.
Yeah, it was weird. It was just I
It
didn't.
was really weird.
It was uncomfortable to watch, which I
Who?
suppose is the
Abby
Abby and
and Owen,
fucking Owen yeah, in the boat.
they banged.
Good on them.
She had massive pecs with little
Yeah,
titties
dude.
on them, and it was really weird. Like, I'm sure there are people that look like that, especially if you're bodybuilders, which is fine. But like, I don't know. I
No,
just
man, no, the whole thing. It wasn't because of her. It
Yeah.
didn't matter. What she looked like it was just. It was just weird.
it
Anyway,
was an
I'm not.
unnecessary.
It didn't affect the game really, but
Yeah.
it was still just strange. Okay.
It should have been a quick time event.
Yeah, like a
Keep
game.
tap
God of
circle.
War, Aphrodite.
Top circle.
Yeah, great game. Really, really, really good. It's my game of the year. I
Yeah,
can't think
10
of
out of
any
10.
other. I can't think of any other
I don't
games
see
that
why
came
it
out
wouldn't
this
be a
year.
10 out of 10. And if you give it a 10, if you don't give it a 10 out of 10, deserve to have no legs.
True.
All right.
I understand. I fully understand if you think that it's maybe like not as good as the first one because nothing will ever be in anything. There's never fucking anything that where the second one's better. I'm sure there is, but generally, you know.
Uncharted.
All right, man, shut the fuck up.
Uncharted 2
But
and 3 are well, 2 is probably the best one.
but you know what I mean? Like
You see,
it was hard to follow up. Where like Uncharted 1 wasn't that like you played and it was like alright, it's okay, it's a good game, but
Mm.
it
It was a
wasn't
great
really
is-
game.
anything special. Whereas Last of Us
I'm
already was special. Go on.
I'm very conflicted on it.
This guy, man.
because
This guy wants to give it a 5 out of 10. Watch.
no, get out of here, man.
5.3.
I'm not obviously those people who are like, oh, they're pandering. I don't give a fuck. And I'm not on the other side where I'm like, I can't believe they killed Joel. It ruins the whole thing, right?
It
I was
doesn't.
of the mindset. No, I know. I'm not on that side.
It would have been
I was in
gay
the
if he
mind.
was alive.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm
Like
sorry, but
Ellie.
I know I have no connection because I don't care. But
Mm.
I'm sorry, dude. If you don't think that that was a good
No,
move
no,
in the
no,
story, if
no.
the two of them were alive by the end of this one, I actually would have killed myself.
Okay. Well, we don't want that, Adam. Anyway.
I do.
Oh.
Go on.
I was in the mindset that for for good storytelling, for the character to progress, this was the only logical decision for to happen
Yeah,
to her.
of
Joel
course.
had to die. It's storytelling 101. What I disagreed with was how quickly they did it. It was within like because when I was watching whatever, I was like within the first after he like died, I had lost interest completely in that game. I was like, fuck this, man. It was just the storytelling it wasn't gripping enough. And then when I watched it, I watched the rest of it, and I was like, man, this is just all right. Like they could,
Yeah,
I just feel the story wasn't as good as what it could have been. Like if they had shown the beginning them capturing him, right, and then the rest of the story was her going to save him, and then like kind of build it up, kind of draw the tension out. Like
yeah,
they you know the story, you know, like the whole like storytelling technique is like you leave a loaded gun in the wall, it has at some point it has to go off, right?
Yeah.
Well, with them, they put the loaded gun in the wall, and as soon as they put it on, it shot. It's like they never really let like the tension kind of build. It was kind of like
Yeah,
they
but
caught him within like the next 20 minutes. She's there, and then they kill him, and you're like, oh come on, man, you fucked this. You could have
but I
done
think
so much better with this.
yeah, no,
yeah, I
I
agree.
disagree with you.
Yeah,
You
I
disagree?
agree.
I
I agree,
disagree.
and I disagree in a sense. If I can
Okay.
100% see where you're coming from, and John,
Mhm.
you can go after this, but I'll probably bring up a couple points. But I think that the whole point of that story
Mhm.
was never ever going to be her the whole game going to be her rescued thing. The whole point, like the literal whole point, is to do with revenge and morality. Like the
Mhm.
whole point, like in its essence, because you're looking at you're like it's playing on the reason it plays on your mind is because you go, okay, fuck this bitch, she just killed Joel, let's go kill her at the start of the game, right? And you
Mhm.
continue that for the majority of the game, but then you see this side of Abby where she's doing the exact same thing that you're doing, and yet your brain still thinks Ellie's in the right just because you're closer to her. The exact same thing. All Abby did was go get revenge for someone killing her father.
Mm.
And that's exactly what Ellie wants to do, and that's exactly what Abby wants to do. And even Abby goes, gets her revenge, and then doesn't take it out on anyone else. Do you know what I mean? Until after the point where she kind of has to for her own survival. And then the point of she's just found out that you've murdered every single one of her friends. And then she comes back, she kills Jesse, and then you come back into that and you're like, fuck dude, she just killed Jesse. She just you think she kills Tommy. And then yeah, and then you think, oh, she's this bad person when actually you've just gone on a death mission killing every single one of her friends. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like that's the I think it would have been a shit game if the whole point of the story was to go get Joel and then Joel dies. And
No,
then
and
that was the end.
that's
And then
no
there was a little bit of revenge.
that's not what I was like saying. I didn't want the whole point of it to be the game. It was just, I was just saying in terms of like if you had like capture like you know the way they captured or whatever. It's
Yeah,
just I feel like the point from Ellie getting to where they were was just a bit too quick.
yeah,
I feel like if they had kind of just lengthened that part out, made it more like tense of being like oh shit, is Joel gonna be Joel okay? Like kind of played in a way. It's gonna sound bad, but kind of played with us in a way
yeah.
because we are tied to Joel so much, and it's like to see him just die like that instantly. You're kind of like what?
But I think that's
And then
sick because it's
but
real. That's how
I
everyone else dies.
I
Think
get
about that happens with everyone. Like think about how quick Jesse dies.
that,
There was
but it's
no
kind of
build up there. There was no build up to anyone's death really.
one or the other, which is fair enough. But like
Yeah, but
I
Like
know.
here's
I
a
understand.
question for
What
you.
that's what I'm saying. I understand. Sorry, John. I've put in like twice in front of you,
Nah,
but I'm
that's
just
fine.
saying that's like the point. Like I don't know. I don't know. I lost it.
No, I
Go
know,
go.
I think we're trying to say like
That's
that's
what
the
I'm trying
point
to
that
say is
he
I
needed.
agree and I disagree with you. I do agree. I'm not saying you're wrong for saying that you
No,
think
no, no,
that
no, no. Yeah, no,
he's
I
thing.
know what you mean.
I think it was
Because
better that they didn't.
because what I'm conflicted as well because I agree with what you're saying too.
Yeah.
Because I think what you're trying to say is like with the whole Jesse thing is to show that um that Joel isn't more important than Jesse. So like the way they kill Jesse off is the
Yeah,
same
and
way they would
that's
have
the
killed
whole
Joel
theme.
fast.
Like that's the whole theme of if the, is this person killing Joel more important than Joel killing her? And that's kind of themes that they deal with throughout the
Mm.
whole thing. And I think that's the themes they force you to deal with. And it comes to this conclusion where you don't want to kill this person anymore. That's what it comes to. Do you know what I mean? It makes you see that that's how Ellie feels, but it also makes you feel that. And I think that's where the brilliance of the storytelling was.
But another point that was made that that's why a lot of people didn't enjoy that particular scene or part was because obviously after the first game we don't see how Joel has like progressed over it's like kind of just like cut to the future,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So we don't know we haven't seen his like his views change, his morals change. Like we haven't seen him change. We just seen him just older. So
yeah,
we haven't like seen him kind of slowly ease up on the things he was before when we played as him. Because beforehand he was ruthless. He didn't give a fuck about. He didn't care
no,
about.
yeah,
He didn't care whatever. So then to kind of go to a situation where you're meeting a stranger as Joel, and then for Joel to be very very naive, which is completely against his character, it was kind of lazy writing. In that, like you've established him as somebody who's very skeptical about everything. Don't believe anybody. Don't trust anybody. Don't do whatever. Now, if they're gonna say that he has obviously he's kind of been in an area where like he has to trust people because he
yeah.
is in that community stuff,
And he's
but
probably felt safe for a very long time
very
as
for
well.
yourself. But
Yeah.
it's like they never showed that. They just kind
No,
of
I
like
understand.
this is
Yeah.
it, and then this is him now, and he's a completely different person to who he was when we played as him. It's kind of lazy story writing to get him to
Yeah.
that point to where
Okay.
you kind of feel going kind of cheated in a way
Yeah. So
because if
you're
you
saying that as if it was a mistake, as if they did that to Joel um to make their story better, like to get their vision out there. They're like, okay, well, we kind of have to go back on Joel's character a little bit. That's what you're saying.
No, no, not necessarily. I'm not saying necessarily that. I mean,
No,
like
he's
they could have done the same thing. It's just they didn't show that they could have
yeah.
done it in a way where they could have shown Joel's like morals kind of changing, like a cut scene to where like
One
he
second.
something happens and he's like a bit more lenient than he would have been. Something
Yeah.
to be like, oh, he's changed as a person, not necessarily like all that we've seen as change is that he's grown facial hair and he's like a bit more gray and has longer hair because we didn't see his like morals and his views change along with his growth, if that makes sense. It's just we played with him as like in the first game. We know how he is. He's ruthless. He doesn't care about whatever. Although he's living in his community, that's all happening outside of the game. Like
Yeah.
that's not
Here's the
yes.
thing, though.
Mm-hmm,
I had the exact same thought. When you were playing as Abby and Joel saved you, and they Joel and Tommy blindly went back with her to
mm-hmm,
Thingy. I had the exact same thought as you. But I think now, upon reflection, that it was foreshadowing for all of the parts in the game where you're playing as Ellie and you're having flashbacks to them going to the museum and to them going into the hotel and to them going to like where he gets the thing to the first space launch. He gets like the recording of the first space launch for her. That's showing him progressing and like easing up
Yeah. I
and
think
showing like the non-ruthless side to him. So they did it. I know what you mean. They didn't do it like it was against his character,
mm-hmm,
for what we had seen up until that point. But
mm-hmm.
with the flashbacks, everything makes sense.
I think they made that choice of storytelling. They
That's
said
yeah, exactly.
we're choosing to tell this story through uh
Non-linearly.
flashbacks. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to use flashbacks to tell some of the story. Obviously, most of it's done in real time, but you know what I mean. Like that, the more emotional time, the dealing with the death of Joel is going to be done through flashbacks instead of this happy ending. Not happy ending, but like you know what I mean. Like you think that they're pissed off at each other. Like you think he died when they were pissed off at each other for the whole point of the
Yeah,
game,
that's the
up
point
until
that I
the
was going to bring
literal
up.
final,
The
up until the
actual
final
ending
thing.
scene. Yeah.
You get that almost happy ending where you realize they weren't pissed off at each other. I know this is a different thing, Peter. That's
Hmm.
than your original point, but I just from the point of the flashbacks, and I think that's where it came in. That's where it
Yeah,
came in super well, a good form of storytelling, because they could put that, like, there is no happy ending in the real time, none.
Hmm.
yeah,
Doesn't have Dean anymore. She doesn't have two fingers. She hasn't got necessarily gotten a revenge.
yeah. She can't
She's
even
just
play the guitar anymore.
no, she
Like they
can't play the
really
guitar
hammered
anymore.
that point
Yeah,
home. She lost
and
so much on her quest for revenge. Like,
but you get that moment where you see that they were actually happy when, or like on good terms, like there was no resentment or any, well,
yeah,
there
they
still
were
was, but
working
like
on
a
things.
little bit, yeah. uh which I think is the which I think was the point of using the flashbacks.
Yeah, I
And I think it's, sorry John, but I think it's one of those things where I'm not disagreeing with, like, it's one of those things where you're either going to like it and understand it, or you're not going to like it, and I understand
yeah,
why you also wouldn't like it, you know.
It's just I feel like I get what you're saying with the flashbacks. It's just I don't feel like the flashbacks did enough to show his, because like we knew he loved Ellie. I'm saying in terms of like him easing up in terms of like, because for example now he loved when Ellie was about to die, he loved Ellie enough to be ruthless to kill everybody else.
Mm.
You know, I'm saying like in terms of not ruthless his ruthlessness in terms of like being not trusting everybody. And the only thing in my head that would kind of give a pass for that was, in a way, the situation they were in. Maybe they can be like, oh, the situation
Yeah, it was
was
very high
high
fucking, yeah.
adrenaline, not thinking fast, just being like whatever. And like that's the only thing I was like, okay, it's a bit of a pass. I can get that. But it's like in terms of like his like personality and doing whatever, he has been in other situations in the first game where he could have used somebody else's help in a high stress situation, but still just was like, nah, kill him, or like I'm not trusting him, or be smart about it. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
this one he was more so relying on just like his instincts and just being reactive instead of actually being the character we know him to be, of being like very smart and methodical. And there are obviously some kind of passes I will give for that. It's just that's why I feel a lot of people didn't like kind of dislike the game as well, in that they're like, he is a bit this is a bit different than what we're not as if it's different as what we're expecting, because anybody with a brain knew he was going to die. It had to happen.
Hmm.
It was
mm,
just, I feel like a lot of people wanted him to die being kind of true to himself, as like as weird as that sounds, but kind of like, Joel died being Joel. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just feel they didn't do enough job setting that up, of him be like somewhat becoming more and more naive, him being more complacent and being more and more like,
Mm.
comfortable. I think that's the only reason why a lot of people are annoyed by that.
yeah.
The sentiment I find online a lot is like, if you're gonna kill anybody, you're gonna kill like a main character, um,
Do it
you
right.
should do it right. But then like some people took it out of- took it like completely left, saying that like Joel wasn't a beloved character because he was evil.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I
he was
mean, he
still a
was,
beloved character.
because,
It was whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you could be a beloved character like being the like
They're all
the worst
evil.
person. Yeah,
Like,
technically,
there's
yeah.
no good guys in that movie or
Yeah.
game. Fucking movie. Man, I'm an idiot.
I mean, technically, it is. It's very close to a movie. It is
It
like.
is. Yeah. Look, it it was, in my opinion, it was a really, really, really good game. I was never bored playing it. There was
Mm.
like the adventuring was good, the storytelling was good, there wasn't long drawn out gunfights where like nothing else happened, and there was a lot of character progression, and I actually felt attached to all the characters. Like it hit every note in the right place.
Actually, I have a question for you, because like obviously I didn't play it. I watched it. Right?
Yeah.
I played the first game, but I watched the second one because I was nurse buying it. But it seemed from when I was watching it, like the first game, the whole premise of that was was in terms of gameplay, was being smart with your resources.
Yeah.
So you knowing when to use this. If you use too many things, you may have to like restart the level. Like being smart with a lot of like stuff you use. So like shivs. Like if a shiv was like the your saving grace when it came to clickers. And that's what made clickers so fucking incredible, because he had like maybe 2 or 3 shivs crafted, and there's about like 5 or 6 clickers. You have to save the shivs for the right clicker to kill, you know?
Hmm.
But in this one, I feel like from just the gameplay, I wasn't playing it. From just like the gameplay I was watching, it was kind of like, I feel like that resourcefulness is kind of a lot less. I think I've given a lot more material than like you would have in the first game, so it wasn't as like tense. Did
Yeah.
you feel that at all, or is that
Um.
me just chatting
Well,
shit?
here's the thing, and I was actually I was only talking to Luke about this the other day when he was in my house.
Hmm.
But when I first got the last this don't worry, I am talking about your point here. When I
Yeah, no
first
worries.
got The Last of Us 1, I got it in 2013 when it came out on the PS3 and I was 13 years old, okay?
Hmm.
So obviously I wasn't the most intelligent person, and
Hmm.
when I was playing the game then, resources
Yeah.
was a huge thing. I kept running out because I was bad at games and I didn't explore and I didn't do, any of that shit. I got it
Yeah.
again like 2014 or 2015 when it came out remastered, but I was still not great and I don't really remember playing it then. But I
Hmm.
replayed The Last of Us 1 like a week before The Last of Us 2 came out. And
Hmm.
like I finished it like in 2 days or whatever. It's not very long.
Hmm.
And I played it smart and I
Hmm.
explored every area that I went in, and resources was never, not once in the entire game, was a problem. I had
Okay.
full everything. And when I say everything, I mean like I was crafting nail bombs, even though I never used them, just because I was finding extra like resources for it.
Materials to make
Yeah.
them, yeah.
Hmm.
Like I was encountering more materials that I couldn't pick up because my shit was full.
Yeah.
It depends on how you play the game, and it was the exact same in The Last of Us 2. Like, I explored everything and I was stocked up the whole time because I explored everything. If I didn't, and if I was just flying through the game, resources would have absolutely have been an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So,
a good
it
point.
depends on how you play the game. It really does.
Okay.
That and you're kind of older. Like I feel like Last of Us was like the clickers were like this terrifying thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
but in this game, when you're watching, it's like, all right, well, I mean,
Like,
I know
yeah,
I can
that's
just
so
fucking shoot it in
7
the
years
face,
ago.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's who
Also,
cares?
I also want to point out, when I was playing through The Last of Us 1 again, like a month ago or whenever it was, I actually never got the upgrade to shiv clickers. So I played through
Oh.
the entire game without shiving a clicker.
My mom was
And that
playing on
was
fucking
Hmm.
hard mode, bro.
purely because I wanted to keep the shivs to unlock all the doors, which you didn't, which I didn't need to do really. I could have definitely got the shiv clicker upgrade, but
Mm.
I didn't. But yeah, no, yeah, definitely resources is or is not an issue depending on how you play the game. Like it took me, I'd say 10 hours more than somebody who was just trying to fly through the game to complete it.
Mm. Because what I was thinking was like because with the with in Last of Us 2, clickers they're not as imposing as they were in the first game because
Yeah,
they're a lot harder to kill. It's because now in the first game you had to get that upgrade to shift clickers. If you didn't, you had your gun, you shoot that, but if you make a noise, they're all in your case.
yeah,
So in the first game, it's a lot more like a if you could shift clickers, it became more of a chess game. Of being like, okay, I'll shift this one, and then I can move out this. I can move to this area and whatever. Kind of like plan out your route in a way.
yeah,
But in this one, in Last of Us 2, clickers become a lot just like harder zombies. In that
yeah,
Yeah,
because she always has a knife on her, like which is obviously smart to have. Like
yeah, it makes
whatever,
sense.
it
Yeah,
makes sense. Whatever, it's just I feel like because she has it, the gameplay is a bit different in that like especially around areas with the clickers are not as challenging because you can just kind of sneak up on them, stab them, and then like hide. When
yeah,
the other one, they were a lot more,
yeah. And when you
imposing.
were playing as Abby as well, you had to make shivs to kill clickers.
Couldn't Abby just like choke them out, wasn't it?
No, no,
no
you had to
clickers.
make
No, 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 no.
shivs.
No clickers. Okay, okay,
No,
okay.
but
Yeah,
you could choke out the other stuff. Yeah.
choke out the shamblers, man. Give them a hug.
Mm.
Hey, man, just hop on the
They
back,
were
bro.
they were disgusting, or not? Yeah, well, they were disgusting, but I was gonna say terrifying. I don't know why I said disgusting. Um, and so were the stalkers. I liked
Stalkers
them
were
as well.
sick. That
They
was
were
the best thing they
so
added in.
cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I
So, which
loved
is a bit
them
more interesting than the other guys.
because they were so freaky. Because I get it. I know in like games it's like a thing where you turn a corner and you see them go by the hallway, and they did that in The Last of Us as well. But
Mhm.
it's they continue to do it. They do it the whole time, and it's like not
Yeah.
scripted events. It's just in their code that they like that they shimmy like down the hallway in
Yeah.
front of you, like that they
Mm.
hide. And when you're in your listening mode, if they're standing still, you can't see them. It's
Mm.
not like that for any other enemy in the game.
No.
They were sick. They were such
Yeah, they were really cool.
really good designed enemies.
I have. So I was debating with one of my mates, and it was like because we were talking about Last of Us as well, and I was
When
so he
you've
came up with
mates.
this. Unfortunately, he gave me this like hypothetical. He's just like, okay, so let's say imagine coronavirus gets like mutated into a very very like deadly disease, right? And then you have a daughter,
Pog.
right? That she has to die to um for a cure to be made.
Yeah.
Would you would you let her die?
Probably not.
Um.
I'd be like, "Hey, you want to die?" And then she'd be like, "Nah," and I'd be like, "All right, cool." That's
Yeah.
how
Jonah?
I would judge it.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't think.
Yeah. Anybody who I says like I hear who's like, oh yeah, I would. I'm like, no, you're
They're
not
Yeah.
like
No, you
thinking.
doctors or
wouldn't.
some shit, dude. Fuck them.
Yeah, but still, they're not thinking logically. They're
No.
thinking like they're just thinking like, oh yeah, like I would, because like it's obviously a hypothetical. But I
Yeah.
feel like if they were ever in that actual
No, if
situation,
it comes down to your actual daughter, then no, I
yeah,
don't think anybody would.
there's no way in hell that's not happening.
Do you know what I thought would have been really funny?
Oh,
Do you know the way she got bit again? She got like a little nibble
Yeah.
near
mm-hmm.
the end of the game. I thought it would have been super funny if if the zombie that bit her the first time was like the one that was immune and not her. Like
Oh yeah,
like
like there was a
it
problem
turned
with
out
the
that it
other
was just
zombie.
that one zombie, like, and she was
Yeah.
just really lucky. And then she turned into a zombie at the end, and then you played as zombie Ellie to go after your one. That'd have been so cool.
That would have actually been fucking incredible.
You're just like
That
zombie, you
actually,
just bite her. You're like, fuck you,
yeah,
bitch.
that would have been fucking incredible.
Something that I don't remember if this is true. I need to rewatch the scene, but
Mm.
when you're on the island or not the island,
You
what were they? The
bite Abby.
Rattlers. Is that what their names? No, no, no. But you know it's called the Rattlers, right? You're in their base just before you go down to when you free the prisoners.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
scars.
No,
Oh
no,
no no, I know
the
what you mean. I know what
Rattlers.
you mean.
Yeah.
At the very end,
The very end. Yeah,
like
yeah.
the biker
You go
gang.
in. Yeah, the biker gang, but
Hmm.
they have a lot of prisoners in the thing, and you ask where's Abby, and then
They tell
they're
you.
like
Yeah, the
down there.
pillars.
Yeah. But one of them says when you ask where is Abby, she goes, she's someone said I don't know if someone else says she's bitten. And then the other guy goes, she's down by the pillars, I think it was called. So I need to rewatch it because I don't know if they're saying that Abby's been
No, they
bitten
said
or they're
Ellie.
looking at
Yeah,
Ellie's
because
bite mark
they
and
were
they're
going
like,
to
what the
shoot
fuck?
you. They had a gun
Oh,
pointed
okay,
at
yeah.
you, and they were like, "You're bitten."
Okay.
As far as
That's
I can
cool.
remember. Yeah, and I was looking over like the trophies and stuff for that game.
Yeah.
Because I like getting trophies and things. It'll be a super easy game to platinum as well
Mhm.
because there's no difficulty setting. There's only one difficulty in the game. Like you don't get an option to choose a difficulty when you're playing it.
Mhm.
Um, so there's no like completed on crushing difficulty or anything like that. And literally everything else is just collectibles. But
What?
I thought that was really interesting that there was no difficulty setting. There's things in the settings like you can up aim assist and things like that.
Yeah.
To make it easier.
Yeah, to make it easier, but there is only one difficulty. I thought that was kind of lit.
Said he's gonna break my.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Wholesome content.
I I just want to say
But
one more thing, by the way.
no, absolutely not.
I'm saying it anyway. The actress that plays Abby, I
Mhm.
think I said this to you yesterday, Adam,
Oh yeah, you did, Jim.
is getting shitloads of hate for killing Joel, like death threats. She's getting death threats for killing Joel, and it's kind of funny because people are so fucking stupid, but it's also not funny because people are really really mean about it. Like she's posted screenshots of what people have been saying, and they're like, I'm gonna actually come and stab you. I'm gonna find where you live, and I'm gonna stab you for killing Joel.
Batter you over the face with a golf club.
Yeah, shit
John,
like that. Yeah.
John, Last of Us 2 does have it does have a difficulty setting.
Man, I was reading a review and it was like it doesn't have a difficulty setting, and I was like, man, that's awesome. I don't remember getting one. That
Alright.
was I lied to?
You're
John's been lied to.
cutting
John's been
out for
made
me.
a fool of.
It's what?
You were cutting out for me. Yeah, there's 5 difficulty settings apparently.
Oh,
There was an expansion.
Alright, can everybody see Greek? Greek?
Uh,
Oh.
Yes, I can.
Damn, that's tragic. I was lied to. I apologize. I take it back.
No, he's
Hold on, I'm not watching yet.
just bleep it out, man.
Bleep what out? Alright.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Who's both Johns this week? Just to let everyone know, so we can blame him this week.
Have you seen this
Here we
video
go.
before?
No.
This is so funny.
Y'all hear it?
Yeah.
This is our favorite song track. Tata.
Ain't no passing craze. It means no worries
For the rest of your days. It's our problem.
Oh, he's got a voice though.
Yeah, he does.
He's still walking?
It's a treadmill, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, but why is he still on it, dude?
It's our problem free.
Why does he get so angry about it?
I think he thinks it's going to like get shot across the room on the treadmill. Alright, and this is a marmot.
This is what is spreading the bubonic plague. Someone ate one of these. What the fuck? Man, I can see why you would kill it and eat it.
It looks tasty.
Look at this. What is this from 1962, dude? What the fuck?
This, yeah. This is the one that's famous. This is. Have you ever seen this video before?
Oh, screaming mad funny.
Oh,
I
God.
bet that has millions of views. How many views does that have? Oh, 1 million.
It's
Alright,
probably there's
whatever.
probably a different. No, there's probably a different one because I've definitely seen that
Yeah,
more times.
that's a marmot. Yeah.
Wait a minute. There's 51 million views next to a bear sits next to a guy.
sit next to.
Yeah, have you
Oh,
seen this
cool,
video?
I'm
This is
sorry.
nuts. This video is insane.
He doesn't even look at him.
It's just chilling, man.
Bears are the coolest animals. I wanna hug them.
Aren't they? They're so fluffy looking.
Can you imagine being that dude?
You would shit yourself.
Why is he so out of breath, dude? Jesus. Get
When
on
does
a
he sit
treadmill.
down? There we go.
Oh, look at his claws. Holy fuck.
What do you
Imagine
do,
he-
like?
He just gets surprised. He's like, what the fuck? There's a person there?
It's Brother Bear. Man, look at its ears. They're so fluffy.
Oh, yeah, you can see he shot himself there.
That's wild.
Oh, there's like 8 million of them.
Yeah.
My guy's
Whoa!
just suicide, dude.
Did you ever see the video of the dude snowboarding, and there's like a polar bear chasing him? He's got
Wait.
like a GoPro out.
We have
Pool air bear.
Pool
snowboard
air.
chase.
there.
Or maybe
There
it was a
there was
snowmobile. I
this
don't know.
there's this documentary about this
There,
lad
yeah.
who was like insane. I wanted to go like live with bears and stuff. Did you ever see it?
Yeah, the
Nah.
dude, the bear guy.
It was the way he died was fucking hilarious.
Mauled by bears.
Oh, I am talking about it, the guy that's alive.
No. This lad, he was like, I
I've
would
seen
never
the
shoot a
video.
bear, or whatever. And he's
Horror.
like, and he was like, oh, get the frying pan. He used a frying pan to slap up a bear.
What? You see the
Oh,
bear?
man,
Look!
Fuck, dude.
And she never notices it.
Oh, you can hear him.
Yeah, look in the background. Wait a sec.
Show up, idiot. Oh, how could you not hear that through? Oh,
Look at
that's
it!
not
Oh.
real, dude.
I don't actually know if it's a polar bear. It might not be.
No, it's just a normal bear.
Yeah. I assumed it was a polar bear because it was snowing.
Yeah. Maybe it's a reverse albino.
Imagine you're watching that
Yo!
footage after.
Whoa!
Bro, he is
He's
angry.
so fast, dude.
He's like, ah,
Also,
fuck it. Be grand. Let her
if
go.
she got to a hill, dude, she was vibing.
If she had just slowed down like a second.
Yeah, imagine she fell
Oh
over.
my.
She'd be dead as fuck. There, that's the guy I know. The
Shout
man
out to
who lives
Kelly
upstairs.
Murphy.
I don't want to watch a 42-minute video.
Um,
Oh my god! I was going through snowboarding videos and I found a bear chasing
Japan?
me. I nearly got eaten.
In Japan.
Proof the bad music can get you listening. This is the same bear that chased the bicyclist.
It says bicyclist.
People are stupid.
Don't believe everything you see on the internet. Abraham Lincoln. I believe it. Who else is here because of Joe Rogan? Fuck Joe Rogan, man. Second best podcast.
Nice.
Alright.
Fuck this.
End the stream. There's
Never.
inappropriate content.
We'll end it here. On that face.
Nice.
Just
Right.
speaking of like Greek god and all them, you know, Rekful killed himself the other day.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
super sad.
Good.
I was never really big into World of Warcraft or anything like that, but I liked his vlogs and stuff. He had like a Japan thing. It was interesting. So that was sad. So yeah, rest in
Yes,
peace,
fucked
Rekful. Rest in
Yeah.
pepperonis.
Rest in peace, my guy.
Poor guy. Alright. Don't drop the soap, people. Peace out, Brennan's Bread Gang.
What's up, home slices?
Holmes
Goodbye.
Slices. Alright. Hold on, I have to find the
Yeah.
button again. Bing bang.